Electroblade. Toku for 2. Activate!
Welcome to the All Kamen Rider podcast. This is your Sean. Yeah, it is your Sean, isn't it? Already off to a good start.
It's been 4 days. Would this even be the honeymoon period if we were comparing it to a relationship?
I mean, I got 28
feel like you got that ring out real
across
quick.
4 days.
Yeah, this is like the honeymoon
Has it even
period,
been a week?
And I think
since we last recorded? No, we last recorded 2 days ago.
Has it been a week since you started watching this show?
Oh yeah, I started it on Monday.
Hey, that's 6 days.
And I finished every episode in 4 days.
It clearly shows that Sean has some
No grass to
interpretation
touch,
of a
correct.
life.
I mean, yeah. I don't have a follow-up for that, yeah.
You get you a hobby.
Anyways, welcome to Toku for 2W. This is Sean, a.k.a. Kensuke here. I have my two co-hosts with me, Will and Paul. You already heard them. You can get an introduction from them if you'd like, but I'm really more curious about certain somebody watching a certain something today. And Paul, I don't mean about anything that you usually clear your history on. I'm talking about Will.
Wow.
Yeah. Will, it occurs to me that you watched something that I promoted to you earlier this week.
Correct. I did.
And would you mind telling the audience what you watched?
I watched episode 9 through 12 of Gavan.
You son of a bitch. You didn't do
That's
that
what
today.
your ass deserves.
I did not do that today. I did that like 3 weeks ago or 2 weeks ago or something. I don't know. Great show, by the way.
Yes, it is. Still
Like
good.
it's
Still
just
very good.
consistently I watch
Way
it.
better than Gavan Infinity.
Literally. Oh, okay. So I know what you're referring. Real quick, just need to get this out of the way. The original Gavan show. No matter how I feel when I start an episode, I always feel better when the episode ends because they're just stupid and fun. There's like no way to have a bad time yet. I don't know how to have a bad time with the show. It is as dumb as it should be. I love it. Everyone's in Halloween costumes. They're beating each other up. It is goofy as shit. The editing is hard to follow, genuinely. I understand that's not a plus. It's just, I understand that would be a wall for some people to watch the show. It's not for me. It works for me. So, a lot of fun.
Yeah, we'll definitely be going into our rewind view later on.
Oh, yeah.
But tell me what you watched today.
So what I watched today was the newest and currently running Kamen Rider show, Kamen Rider Zeztz. I don't know how to pronounce it because it's Z-E-Z. It's Z-E-Z-T-Z. So I thought it was Z-E-T and then 2 Z's at the end to stretch the sound. It's not. The Z's are awkwardly placed to make it hard to read.
Zeztz, yeah.
It's Zeztz. Technically, they kind of just say it really fast in the show and say Zeztz. Which makes the most sense. This is like a G-Quex discussion, like who the fuck wrote that? That type of thing.
Yeah,
it's that type of
sounds
discussion.
like...
That's what this is. This is the the manga had this written, but you're not supposed to say it out loud.
Just to also give some breaking news on this. I mean, we saw it earlier this week, but
yes,
they already announced the new Kamen Rider show. It's called Kamen Rider Myth, but it's MY-TH.
Oh, Myth.
goodness.
This is
this
you know
literally
what this is me mispronouncing my sticker. It's supposed to be mysticker, like mystic sticker, but my brain didn't read that because there's like a dash in the word or something, and I always read it as my sticker, which I thought was weird, but I'm like whatever. And then I think I heard someone say it as mysticker, and my brain was like, oh shit, that's what it's supposed to be because they're magical stickers. I get it. It's, in case you're wondering what that's from, it is the guy who did, I think it's the guy who did Oppar's Hunter, so it's the brother of Kishimoto who did Naruto. His brother had a manga after Oppar's Hunter, which ran fucking long as shit. Never got an anime, but that ran for a long time as a manga. After that one, he made one, I forget what it's called, but it involved literal stickers that you would adhere to your body, and it would give you like a power. There were one-time use ones, and then there were really, really exceptionally rare ones that would let you use them infinitely. They didn't have a number of uses, and they're magic, so it's like the sticker version of Materia from FF7. The main character had one that was like electricity, and when he put it on his body, he could use... You'd put it on your body, traced it, and then it would activate, and you could use whatever it was. His was electricity, but then he like combined it with other stuff. So, it was cool, though. Anywho, this is a lot like the Tolkien thing, except Tolkien actually genuinely came up with a way to read, speak, and write all of his languages, because he was insane.
Yeah.
This is that. So in this one, it's Zeztz, and I'm going to be totally honest. I don't know why we're watching Gavan Infinity when we could be watching this, because the 3 episodes that I watched of this,
damn,
every one of them makes me feel like when Infinity gets it right and it's fun and it's good. That's what this show feels like, except it's every episode, and I'm not biding my time until we get back to that. Right? And I don't think it's a weekly thing. I've only seen 3 episodes, and they felt good. like I was happy watching them, and I enjoyed it, and I will probably go back and watch more. Like, they reminds me of how I feel when we watch the episodes we really wind up liking in Infinity. So all the episodes with Kiki and Koto. And then, like, the newest one with Death, like, the times they hit, they get it right, is awesome, but it's such a peaks and valleys with that show, and this one, so far, is just consistent and fun and enjoyable. Also, fun fact, I don't know exactly what gun, because I'm not that much of a gun nerd, but I'm going to go ahead and start a fight in the comments. I'm going to say that the gun he was using at the beginning of it is either, like, a Walther, not a Walther, it's whatever the gun that Megatron originally was. It's that, because it looked. He had a model of it, and it looked. When I looked at it, my brain went, "That's Megatron," and I was like, "Oh, good job, brain." that is the original toy for Megatron. So they're based, I think.
Piece that together.
He was awesome. A Luger.
It's not a yeah. Yeah, it looks
Megatron
kind of like a Luger,
Luger,
but it's not. It's not the traditional like World War II Luger that uses like a 22. I think it's one of the newer Rugers from, like, because he would have been watching a TV show that looks kind of like it was made in the 70s or the 80s, or possibly 60s, 70s, because it's a spy show. That's his whole thing. So I feel like it would have been one of those, still in use by a military at that point, that would have just, like, conveyed that image. But when I saw it sitting next to his bed, there's one shot, and my brain was like, oh, fuck, that's Megatron. And the only reason I would think that is because he originally, his first toy was based off of a real gun, and he looked exactly like it in his gun mode. So I feel like it's either the same, or like the models are so close that like that's why it triggers it in my head, because I don't know enough details to be like, no, sorry, nay, that is model blank, not model blank. So I'm not that much of a gun nerd. It would be cool if I was, but I'm not. But it triggered it in my head, so random tie-in that has nothing to do with anything. Although he does shoot a rubber bullet at one point, and I was like, yeah, this is a dream. That's why that guy's not dead. Because if you take a rubber bullet to your skull, you can still die, because the bullet is traveling at the same speed. It is rubber in that it's not metal and won't go through you, probably. If you hit somebody in the eye, it'll still embed. But it has the exact same concussive force and load, so it can still kill you, or worse, permanently maim you, and now you're a burden on everyone you know and love. So, don't get shot by rubber bullets. They suck.
So,
yeah, they do.
Well, yeah, I got nothing to add on that. But why don't you explain to Paul in a way that he would find it endearing? Just like a basic synopsis of the plot and what he should expect.
So, Paul, since you played and completed and platted Persona 5, I need you to think back to the 180 hours that you put into it. Do you remember?
Sorry, I think you're talking to the wrong person here. You're talking to the wrong person here. I have never to this day had the discipline to plat any game. To me, that
no. All right, we're gonna go on this soapbox here real quick. Remember the fucking thing we talked about on Big Mecha, where you're like, "Hey, let's go ahead and talk about games." And the first thing you mentioned, Paul, was, "Hey, why don't we go ahead and try to 100% Zeon Federation versus Zeon?
That's a PS2
Motherfucker.
game. That's not how that works.
That's
entirely.
a
Doesn't
PS2
matter.
game that
That's
doesn't
the
have.
equivalent of platting it.
Yes, it is. Yes,
No,
it is.
Yeah, but Federation versus Xeon, in doing the 100%, you actually unlock different side stories that keep it
It's really cool.
relevant.
No,
I was explaining that
that's
to him.
besides the point. It's the fact
No.
that you would spare that much time to do that. So I don't want to hear any bullshit. I will not deign myself to invest that much time.
No, it's not
into
what
a-
he said. No. He
No,
said he
that's
doesn't have the
not.
dedication
That's how I
to
took
do it.
I
No,
got
I
mad
don't have the
so
Interpret
quick.
dedication
everything as
to-
an attack because you're fragile.
Yes,
Yeah.
that is true. But also,
You
fuck
snowflake.
No, see, I won't plat a game because I've already beaten the story and I play games for the story. I enjoy the story and sometimes, yeah, they're fun to free play. Gundam versus Zeta, that one, it literally gives you, it keeps on growing the story. Platting a game, to me, is, I'm not gonna sit there and wait for the perfect moment to throw in a grenade to kill 10 people 6 times in a row.
Well, he's
That
really putting me
annoys
into
me.
Here.
That's something that I have an issue with. Like, and at the same time, I still haven't 100%ed any of the Arkham games. I do not have
I've done that.
yeah. I don't
No.
have the.
I refuse.
personally don't have the. Yeah, I personally do not have the discipline to go looking for all those goddamn Riddler trophies.
It's
I
not
do
discipline.
not want to.
It's just fucking why.
It's monotony.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
monotony.
It-
There's
it-
nothing enjoyable. It's boring.
yeah. Like there's a
Yet I've done it
difference.
every single time, and I planned on doing it again for the re-release.
Like I don't have the discipline to do that. Like I do not
no.
have the discipline to do that. To me, that is a painful grind.
Yeah,
That is a
it's
painful
not fun.
grind.
So, anyways, to retract Will's joke, Will, can you please do it?
Okay, so this is essentially what frame of reference would Paul have for this? I mean, Paul's familiar with Kamen Rider and what it is. Man on bike, wearing outfit, kick people, transform, yells henshin pretty loud. That's what this is. But it's essentially, he does it in his dreams, but then the dreams become part of reality. Whoa! Yeah, it's essentially, he fights in his dreams, which also, very, very cool way, means that dream logic applies. So, you will feel, in episode 1, the editing feels really weird and confusing, like a dream is, but it also, because we've been watching Gavan, feels exactly like the original show. And I was like, oh,
Oh, damn.
well, this does feel like Gavan.
But in
I'm sure
a much
that's
better way.
They're
I
doing it
actually
on
like
purpose.
Gavan.
It's a short amount, and we go right back to normal editing, and you can pay attention to things, and people like talk and walk, and like it's not hit the gas for 23 minutes. But the parts that feel that way, I'm like, the original Gavan is a good show.
It is.
Yeah, so that it's him fighting in the dreams, and that's the explanation for him becoming a rider. This is not.
Well, hang on. You forgot. The very first thing you said to me was Truck Coon.
Oh yeah, no. Truck-Hoon does show. He gets Truck-Hooned in episode 1, with no one driving Truck-Hoon. Someone activates Truck-Hoon as a cooldown ability and creates a main character.
Shit.
That's right.
That's a really good way to describe that. Main character. Oh, I'm sorry. No, the main character gets Urameshi'd, but he doesn't die. He just gets knocked out.
Damn.
Because he's trying to save a little kid, and he gets hit by a truck because the bad guy
I appreciate
literally
the
wills
Yu Yu
it.
Hakusho reference.
Oh no, but it 100% is. It's him diving in front of a vehicle. Well, it's actually him running across a parking lot to go get a kid who he thinks is being kidnapped, and judging by the fact that no one tells him otherwise, the kid was being kidnapped. So he tried to save a child, and I assume succeeded. I don't know if the guy ran away in the confusion and that poor child is in the wind, but I don't know. They never tell us. There's no resolution. Justice for that child is all I'm saying. But He gets hit by the truck because the bad guy sees him in the middle of the road and goes, "Haha, you've let your guard down," essentially. Also, the bad guy looks like Skrillex when he was really, really popular as a producer, back when he was DJing. So, heavy comb over. And then he just says really edgy shit while dressed in a cosplay outfit, essentially. He's got, like, chains hanging from his left shoulder for no reason. He's in a very, very ornate-looking suit that looks very overdone.
So, fun fact about that guy, real quick. He is a very fluent English speaker as well. Christian actually sent me a Twitter video of him, and he was doing like a full-on interview, acting as if he's just, was an English-born speaker, and he fucking was talking, and then went to Japanese, back to English. It was insane, and it's just like, oh my god, guy's really smart.
That's really cool. There's also a lot of use of English in this, which I don't even know how you would get that across if this were, it's not. But if they ever, for some reason, decided to dub these shows, which they don't, but if they did, that's a weird thing to get across, because they explicitly, which was cool, they point out that the main character can only understand English when he's in the dream world, because literally dream logic applies. So he pretends he's a character who knows, like, every language or whatever. He's like, I'm a super spy, I know these things. So he can speak and understand English in his dream world, but when he's out in the real world, all he knows is Japanese. Because he picks up his little receiver, and they start talking to him in English, and he goes, I'm sorry, I have no idea what you're saying. I don't know English. I only know that in the dream world. And you can hear the, like, heavy internal sigh on the other end, and then it just switches to Japanese. And he freaks out as it's talking to him. Yeah, because it said, messed up. It's essentially telling him, hey, go to sleep. I need you to do your dream warrior thing. And he's like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I don't know English in the real world. And you just give it a second. And it just says the same thing in Japanese. And he's like, what the fuck? and then it drags him in and starts talking to him. But yeah, it's a silly, fun show. It is goofy. It's surprising to me how wildly different all the Rider shows are. Like, the original show itself is insane, and they just kind of, like, I think the first couple were sort of related, maybe. But after that, it's kind of like each show does its own thing. Like, actually, no, not like. Unlike Power Rangers, which insists on being constantly connected in one giant multiverse, the Riders, I think, are all kind of separate. Like, it takes place in our world, but it's whatever the current year is. They don't even say it, really. And everything is just contemporary to whatever year the show's being made.
So they also do, like, multiple Rider crossovers. And I guess they all exist in their own way, but it is separate, but within the same universe.
Because, like, the original show, he fights Shocker, who are basically a giant evil organization doing massive amounts of human experimentation and, like, taking over cities and shit. And I'm like, how can that never get mentioned if you're all in the same, if they were all in the same world? How would no one ever name drop that time that a fucking city got taken over? Or, like, the fact that the original Rider is nearly immortal because he's a fucking robot? Or, like, the fact that technology and knowledge just exists. So, wouldn't other people do it? Like, it's weird to have a continuity where everything changes so heavily every single time and be like, no, they all exist in the same place. They live, like, down the street from each other. What? What? That would be wild. But yeah, no, it's really fun. I do recommend it. It's great.
So Paul, is that good enough for you now?
Yeah, it was good enough for me before. I just needed the time to watch it.
He doesn't have time. He just hasn't watched it. Yeah, it's Kamen Rider, so it's not.
You
Gavan,
will make the time.
No,
I'll be making the time tomorrow.
Good man. Good man.
I'll probably keep chipping away at it.
It is actually
and
something that
it.
you'd be able to watch with your kid.
Yeah, actually.
Yeah, but
my
my girl just went home today, so that's why I had the time tomorrow to do it.
Ah, okay. Well, yeah, definitely get through 12 episodes in one day. I think you'll be fine.
Yeah, they're like 20 minutes, so you can watch like 3 in a little over an hour, and then
and they're all on
switch
YouTube
to something
in a playlist.
Else. Yes, they are fully. There's like 7 shows on that channel, by the way.
Yes.
Like the
I
whole
almost
show.
Picked up Geets.
They have, what is that the one with the white and red looking rider?
Yeah.
No, it's yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, because I was looking up just rider designs, because the one thing I love about all Toku is the really fucking badass costuming they generally do. This one I'm 50-50 on, because it just looks like a tracksuit, and I keep expecting him to yell about his time. It doesn't happen.
I know.
But other than that...
That's the only thing I don't really like about it.
I want it to be more armor
like,
and less just fucking tracksuit.
You will see that. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah. He is in sneakers,
suits.
But so is Gavan. Gavan is in sneakers too. That's a thing that they've done, because sneakers, there's a lot of wicked cool looking sneaker designs that look sci-fi, so they just have that. It's also probably good, I assume, for stunt work, because, you know, all the weird stuff they're doing, it gives some more protection to their feet and stuff as they do crazy things and potentially hurt themselves. So,
oh, dude, so like, I've been watching all the different things that they've been putting out for like behind the scenes stuff for it. They have like where it's side by side comparisons as to what they have in the actual show, and then what they're doing, what they have for their rehearsals. And oh my god, dude, it's insane.
Yeah. Well, so far the editing, like, you can clearly tell this is a TV show budget when it comes to CG, but holy shit, the way they use the dream logic is fucking phenomenal. Like, he's getting shot at, and he just grabs the wall and pulls it in front of himself like a drapery, and it works because it's the wall, but it's also a dream, so he can just do that. So it's like really weird cartoony shit like that. Or the fact that he kicks him out of a door and the guy lands in an entirely different location because the fight just does that. It's just weird, it's wild, it's strange, but that's a dream world. And then when it comes to our world, they change how they're filtering it so that it looks less dreamlike and it looks more grounded. And then they don't do the dream logic because it's our world, so it's subject to our rules, our physics. And they have to actually pay attention. Yeah, I thought the moon had like a chunk out of it. It doesn't. It's a hollowed out red moon with like it looks like if you took the moon, made it out of clay, and then you just pushed one side in. And now there's just this permanent chip. Yeah, it does look like a big red potato chip moon. It's wild.
But still, I'm glad that you really liked it.
I went in totally even. I knew you were positive on it, but honestly, I've gotten kind of a mixed taste because of Infinity, and I'm glad that I watched it. I mean, Kamen Rider is not. It's a different entirely, like, franchise, and I'm sure teams and stuff, but, like, it's really good. And now I'm just more disappointed that Infinity isn't better, because, like, how are these put out by the same studio? What's happening?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. And
yeah.
So Christian is the one who's constantly telling me to watch different Kamen Rider stuff, and
he wants you to watch everything. Like, he just name drops different ones, but he literally wants you to watch every Toku show ever made, which is like he 5 years of content.
But I've only watched 2 episodes of Forze, and I should be watching more because Forze is written by the Gurren Lagann writer.
Yes, so it's basically Gurren Lagann but live action.
Yeah.
I have to ask something real quick. Because I've just noticed something. Like, is Gurren Lagann, like, having a new revival? Or is it being, like, re-released? Because lately there have been a lot of...
They definitely did a re-release of the movies. They officially dubbed them.
Okay. No, because I've been seeing a lot of... Like, recently, I've been seeing a lot more people cosplaying and bringing up Gurren Lagann, and like most mecha animes are rather niche for people to
mecha
cosplay
is still
and do
a niche
things.
genre. As much as we love it, it's and as like widely different as they can be. I mean, you can watch fucking 88. Or you can watch Char's Counterattack. They're not the same show or world. And then you can jump from there to fucking Daiguard. Like, it's... Mecha has its own sub-things going on, but mecha is still niche, even within anime. Yeah. There's not a... I mean, what's the currently running big, giant robot show right now? I think I saw one that just came out that everybody's pushing, called Snow.
I know that Ghost in the Shell is coming back, but that's technically mecha adjacent.
That's cyberpunk. I would... Because the entire point of Ghost in the Shell is, like, the idea of what makes you, you. all the shows do it differently.
But I don't know
Snowball
what the most
Earth.
current thing is, but the
Snowball
biggest one.
that
Which one?
Snowball
It's
Earth.
called
that's
Snowball
being,
Earth.
It's fucking being done by somebody who did another mecha show, and that's what's pushing it.
Yeah,
Okay.
the first episode was literally released yesterday.
Yeah,
So,
I saw it getting pushed, and in the marketing they talked about something else, and I was like, oh, so that's the one everyone's going to be looking at.
Yeah, because the next big one after that is going to be the Evangelion that's being done by Yoko Taro.
Yeah, that is going to be massive when that comes out, because Yoko Taro has his own fucking fandom at this point, and people will die on the hill of 2B and all of Nier as a whole. That's its own Evangelion. It's just as weird. And, like, that's a whole thing. But, like, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see his take on it, because he and Anno apparently have known each other a while, and yeah. Or have they? I don't know.
And this is still all Toku adjacent, because Anno did wonderful, minus Shin Kamen Rider, Toku movies.
I disagree.
He's the only one who disagrees. But anyways.
Because Paul doesn't watch
yeah, that's my grunt was literally me making it clear. I have not seen it, so I will not weigh in.
Hey, Paul, do yourself a favor and don't let that be your first foray into Kamen Rider.
I mean,
I am not making
okay, yeah,
sure.
that's fair. That's fair.
That would never be... Okay, my first foray into Kamen Rider is Toji Wants to Be Kamen Rider.
Which
the
Christian
anime.
says that makes sense. But,
Oh yeah,
like,
no, that works because that is
hell, even Andrew watched that. Our buddy Andrew.
that's also from the perspective of a fan essentially because of how the show's written. So that works.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that is my first foray into Kamen Rider, and it has made me interested to watch more of it. But at the same time, I don't know where to jump in at.
I mean, YouTube. You can watch the original show that Toji got obsessed with.
There's that. There's Black Sun, which I still think is
We're gonna watch
even
that.
though as
That'll
much
be
as
this
I
show.
like Zeztz, Black Sun is probably the best thing that I've seen.
Yeah, that's because you love horror.
I was planning
and that's
on
the horror one.
Yeah, I was planning on watching Black Sun. Actually, tomorrow.
We're gonna watch it as part of the podcast. I thought, but we'll see.
Yeah, we are.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
It's not
definitely
that
give
long.
Zeztz a shot.
Yeah, I'll give Zeztz a shot at tomorrow.
Good thing.
After
At least
this,
do the
I
first
have
3
stuff.
episodes, because that's a continuous arc.
Yeah,
After
they
that,
work
all
in
become
arcs
two-parters.
apparently. So if you're gonna watch an episode, watch all 3 so that you're not leaving yourself off.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair.
And then 29 actually comes out in about like an hour and a half.
Oh
And
yeah,
I'm like,
now that I think about
oh,
it,
man.
Saturday Infinity will be out and like sub tomorrow. So
Yeah. So I'm
can wait.
honestly looking forward to having some quiet time to be able to watch that tomorrow, because as soon as we're done recording tonight, I'm actually going to go back to watching a movie. It's based off of a video game called Exit 8.
Cool.
It's basically, I don't know if you guys heard of it, but it's a horror movie or a horror game where you go into a Japanese subway station, and as you're walking through, the exits keep on looping, and you don't really know why, and then you see a sign that says, if you want to exit, you must discover the anomalies. If you see an anomaly, turn around and go back. If you don't see any anomalies, keep on going, and then you'll keep on going until you get to the 8th exit that's supposed to be there in order to officially leave. And
okay,
that's all I'm going to tell you, because
that sounds...
I've gotten 15 minutes in, and it's really good.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's kind of like what PT was, which was small for a reason, but it takes the idea of if you loop it and loop it, you, as the character, are technically stuck forever in an infinite loop that never ends unless you figure out how to leave. And being stuck in an infinite loop that never changes is basically hell, or the afterlife, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. You're stuck forever. And so yeah, this sounds
That'd
interesting.
be watching any kind of Sad Bot episode on loop.
Ugh.
Oh god, I am
Again,
tired
why
of
are we not watching
his
that?
episodes.
It's not too late. We can just watch up to episode 8 and then stop watching Infinity. It's fine.
I'm not going to stop, because the whole reason why I started watching Zeztz, and I've mentioned this privately to you guys, but the whole reason why I stopped was because there is going to be an Infinity and Zeztz crossover movie.
Mm-hmm.
And it
In
comes
June.
out July 24th of this year.
Oh, July. It was close. It might come out here at some point.
think they might actually be pushing for that. I'm not sure.
Yeah, they said Western release, but they also might just put it on some streaming service. Not that one of those really exists for Toku, which is weird, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, someone could be making a lot of money off of the niche that is tokusatsu if you could just cut the right licensing deal with, like, 3 Japanese companies who've made 90% of all Toku. And then from there, you could use that money and time and the subs you get to, like, get the really obscure side stuff where you have to actually, like, call someone who hasn't been talked to in 20 years about a show and be like, hey, can I have the rights to your
Metal
thing?
Heroes all the way to Junko B Fighter, which was
just in everything.
Based off of.
Yeah, just go through all of it. Every one of the Super Sentai, you could watch the whole thing. You could even, to launch that type of streaming service, you could be like, hey, Super Sentai might be over, but the memories are forever or some shit. And then just push that and push that you are the home of all Sentai. And then eventually...
Hear that, Toei?
And then eventually... They gotta love money. Come on, man. And then eventually you could work in, like, the English stuff, too. You could talk to, maybe not Disney, but, like, Saban loves fucking money. So you could convince them to give you shit. You just gotta go, it'll make you money. And they'll go, you had me at money.
I don't think Saban owns the rights to that anymore, but I
no,
think
it's Hasbro. I just remembered.
Yeah, and Hasbro doesn't really care about what's going on with Power Rangers
Hasbro doesn't care about anything. They, as
No,
soon
they
as they
don't.
bought Power Rangers, they sold off without telling anyone in a massive auction everything from every Power Rangers show that they have. All of the props got sold. But they did it with very little marketing, very little lead up, and just so they could dump all of the physical assets, which to me is wild because, one,
all the
if
fucking
all you
cast
wanted,
members were upset.
yeah, because they didn't get a chance to even, like, try to purchase back the shit that they like. They had nothing. They had to just get in line like everybody else. What confuses me is when you buy a property like that with that much nostalgia behind it, and your only goal is money, how was no one in that boardroom screaming at the CEO going, no, you idiot, give us a fucking year. Hype this shit. Go to the Ranger conventions and tell those idiot nerds with all the money, because you know they hate us. Tell all of them to just tell them that it'll happen. Put a date, put a fucking countdown timer on a website, and then just wait. The hype train will do the work for us, and we will make, like, 5 times what this shit is valued at right now. We'll make Sotheby's jealous. Like, there's...
Oh, well, I could literally...
David Zaslav.
I can literally tell you exactly why they didn't do that.
CEO.
Why didn't they do that?
One reason is the nerd collectibles market is too hard to actually break into.
They're not breaking into it. They have the original props from Power Rangers.
Yes, but that market is extremely hard to get anything in. Because one, even if you were to publicize it, you weren't going to be able to confirm that you were going to get so many people to buy it. And at the same time, there are people like us who would literally be like, oh, it's nice to window shop on these things, and they'll wind up losing out. And a lot of these companies, they don't care about the props or anything. They will pick it up, cut it up into pieces, and just sell it off. It is the same thing that every other production house has done. We have lost how many movies that have never seen the light of day?
That we know of, like 3 massive A-list movies in the last 2 years that makes no sense to us. Which one? Right?
Yep.
Yeah, that one's coming out. No word on Batwoman or anything. That's still a completely finished film that no one will see.
Yeah. Batgirl, that one got canned. That one got shelved way before, and a lot of people were excited about that.
So stupid. But anyways, enough doom and gloom. Should we talk about the thing that this podcast ostensibly is about?
I honestly
Well, he
forgot what
started
that
off
was.
with
I was trying to
Kamen
think of
Rider.
a joke, but no, I can't anymore. Anyways, Gavan,
Okay. So,
original Space Sheriff Gavan, 9 through
Infinity,
12.
the superior show, Gavan Infinity, better than any Kamen Rider ever. Direct quote from Sean. Put it on a shirt.
I'm sorry, that was
Gavan
AI,
Infinity.
so... God damn it. No, so we finally got back to watching Space Sheriff Gavan, and it's been a while. I actually watched this when we were originally going to do this about 3 weeks ago, and then completely forgot everything, and then as soon as I started watching it again, I'm like, oh yeah, that's what this is about. Except this time, I actually wrote down notes.
Oh, wow.
And it's funny, because you can tell, like, with how many notes that I actually wrote down, that I'm like, I really enjoyed these episodes. Like, I think the weakest one is probably the last one of the bunch, but everything else was just top tier.
So I'm going to volunteer to start 9, because I happen to have notes on that one that I was able to dig up.
Got it. So episode 9, The Beautiful Puppet Spy.
Yeah.
Now, I know that you want to start on this one, but it is, for multiple reasons. But I want to point out that the very opening shot, like, it's this guy who's getting attacked in, like, this research facility.
Right,
and then when they cut to Gavan, you know what they say to Gavan?
No. What do they say?
They say, hey, someone's being attacked at the bacteria facility. Not A, it's the only one that's available.
Oh, yeah. Oh, gosh.
You sure that's not a translation glitch?
I don't know, but it was funny. I had to write it down.
Yeah, it's... This is one of those shows where you can't tell what's a glitch and what's just the writing.
Okay, see, Sean, you said this episode's
I'm looking at the
actual
wiki.
name.
Hang on, I'm
You
looking
said
at the
the
wiki.
show's
It actually
actual
does say,
name?
at the bacteria research facility.
Oh, God. You said the actual name of this episode. Whenever I think about this episode, all I think of is this is the Aunt Abel episode.
Yes and no, because I get what you're trying to say here with Annabelle, and then also the monster.
Yeah.
I wouldn't necessarily say that thing was an ant.
It's literally, it's an ant. That's
already
literally
had an ant.
it. No, they had an ant eater, but this is supposed to be an actual ant monster.
Let me go ahead and look that up. We'll go ahead and start your thing.
So this episode is heavily focused, apparently, on a doll. This is the doll episode where essentially the bad guys shrink themselves down, one of them, and then they possess a doll, and then they basically take a family hostage by Annabelling the shit out of that family. It's also great because they try to get rid of the doll by burying it outside. The doll digs itself up, walks itself back into the house, and then threatens them the next day.
Now,
I love
don't
that.
forget, it's possessed by the monster.
Yes, it's a normal doll. It's just possessed by the monster, so it's very good guy doll right now. And I love that there's no like, oh, don't be silly, honey, it's not possessed. And then the doll just looks at them and goes, yeah, I am, shut the fuck up.
It immediately attacks them.
Yes.
Yeah,
Starts
it's
shooting
like-
fucking lasers.
Now, here's the thing about that, though. So, the guy who is, like, the scientist who's basically being coerced into, working for the Don
Maku.
Orr's gang, he sees the monster jump into the doll. Like, he actually sees it happen.
Mm-hmm.
And then he has the gall to say, I'm gonna bury you. And, like, he sees it moving on its own. Like, why? You should have fucking known better. I don't know.
You think he'd just burn it in a furnace or something.
Smart people are stupid.
All I'll say is,
Yeah.
I appreciate his wife because she just co-signed the moment he's like, "I'm burying the doll. I'll buy the daughter a new one."
Yeah.
Okay.
She looks him dead in the eyes and she's like, nope, I trust you, honey. Bury that doll.
Yeah, it was like, 2 seconds in.
That's a supportive partner right there, folks. You find you a partner that'll bury a doll in the middle of the night.
Yeah, like, she sees him pulling out the shovel and everything, like, just putting dirt on it. She's like, why are you burying the doll? It's evil. I'm burying it. Like, okay. No.
Just to backtrack on this real quick. So, the guy, he is attacked. No, there is a guy who gets attacked at the bacteria research facility. And then Don Horror's like, hey, so there's only one person who can actually do this thing that will make a giant bacteria bomb. He's hiding somewhere. I need you to go find him. So they get this girl, or they get this lizard woman who ends up becoming, a woman in disguise because they're doublemen. And then they contact him while he's working as I think he's working as a professor at a school.
He's a chemistry teacher. He's a chemistry teacher at like a middle school or something.
Got it. Okay. So they go and find him, and it's so stupid. They push him through this little door inside. It's like right outside of this giant factory. They push him inside this little door, and it's like half his size. And as soon as they get him through, they're like, "Hey, we're gonna give you 10 billion yen." Well, why? We need you to make this bomb. I don't know anything about that, but you're this guy. I don't know anything about that. We know who you are. You better do it. I won't. You better do it. Okay. And as they leave, they get into this really shitty POS car as it drives away. I'm like, why are the monsters in a fucking car? And then it reminded me, Will, you've seen Shin Kamen Rider.
Uh-huh.
Do you remember the beginning of that movie where they basically get into this really old Ford POS as they're driving
they get into
away.
a 4-door sedan from like the 70s.
Yes.
And they just hop in, and that's the car they're getting away in, because that's just the car they have, which is just a normal, everyday 4-door sedan. Nothing special.
That's exactly what this reminded me of.
It's literally the same car that they've been using every episode.
I know.
I'm not kidding.
It's just that particular moment, like, we're gonna win, and then they get in the car and drive away. I'm like, but you're space pirates.
Yeah, this is but they're space pirates with spaceships and like guns and lasers and all sorts of crazy technology, and they're driving away, and you're down the road, middle of the road, 5-year-old sedan, probably
Yes.
a Camry or some shit. Who knows?
Yes, that is exactly my
Actually,
point.
no. I think it's a Saab, because I've seen Saab mentioned a lot. Although it's because of his like Jeep-looking thing. It's not a Jeep, by the way. It's a Saab.
It's a Suzuki.
Suzuki.
It's
the
a
other
Suzuki
S.
Jeep.
God.
Yeah.
It's a Suzuki, but it's a 2-door, and that's why Suzuki's symbol is in the credits of every episode. But I'm assuming the other vehicles are probably also Suzuki, or just
That's
removed.
how they get their sponsorships.
Yes.
Yeah.
Same thing with like dramas and other shows. It's just like it is in America. If you don't pay to be sponsored, if they won't pay you, you pull or cover the logo so that it's not there. That's why.
Or we can just do it the Wayne's World way.
Oh yeah, that one scene probably paid for most of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
But so anyways, they basically threaten his daughter, and he tries to go get her to like keep her away, and that's when Retsu starts getting involved. And Retsu's tailing the guy. He's like, "Hey, so why are you here? Why are you following me? You're this guy, aren't you?" No, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm gonna go inside now. You better fucking leave me alone." He must be hiding something. No person would never tell me their secrets. Never not tell me their secrets.
Yeah.
It's just like, okay. And that's
Looney
where
Tunes
the
logic.
doll shit happens. And the funniest thing after that, I shit you not, we see Mimi. She's spying on the family because I guess she's working with Retsu on this one. She's spying on the family, seeing everything happen. And she sees basically the doll being possessed and then the monster popping out of the doll. And so while she's a bird, she yells at them through the fucking window. No, through the door. And the monster just looks around and is like, "Who is that?" And then he struggles to open the door to get out there and try and find her. It's just, you gotta wonder, like, did they really, like, tell them to hammer home that, hey, you might be a bumbling idiot, just do what you can? Because that's exactly what it comes across as.
They're like, look, your character, not the brightest bulb, you're not the general of the army, your guy's kind of just there doing a job.
Yep.
Yeah, you're that guy. You're not the guy who spent 195 hours over the last 2 weeks drilling themselves on the exact layout of this manor, and you know everything about it, and you can do backflips and jump kicks. And no, you're the fucking guy I pointed to on the way over here from the base. You're just that guy. Just that guy.
So, Paul, I know that you didn't do the rewatch, but you said you remember what happens after they relocate the family.
Okay, first they try getting the family to the doctor to build the bacteria bomb at his house. And Mimi does the showing up and freaks them all out. Then they take them to, like, this basement, this underground basement facility, and you see basically the grunt guys all dressed in lab coats.
Yes, all the dumb men are dressed up.
Oh, this is great.
Like,
this is one of my favorite things.
It's like all the grunts are dressed in lab coats, doing like chemistry, like experiments.
They're blending. They are blending.
And they're like, well, since we can't trust you back at your house, you're gonna make you do everything here. And then, oh my gosh, it was just ridiculous as hell. Because they're just being watched by the daughter and mother are constantly like 5 feet away from the doctor at all times. So it's like, if he doesn't help us, we're gonna kill you all. And like, we're gonna kill you all. And literally the doctor keeps on having like this conflict of like, oh, I can't create this bomb again. Like, I didn't do it the first time because it was gonna cause so many lives. How do I get out of this situation? I need help from Gavan. Like, I need help. Like, I need to get my family out of this. But you know what? I'm gonna sacrifice myself and my family so that we don't have to create this bomb. And then, literally, Gavan breaks in, finds where they are because he's tracking the little girl because she dropped her hair clip. And that way, he knew exactly where she was. I'm like, what the hell is this dude? Like, part freaking bloodhound, finds them and breaks in and then just starts fucking shit up. It was like the most, I will say, Gavan Infinity needs to learn to act like Reggie, yeah, sorry, Reggie, the original Gavan.
Reggie used
because
to work for Nintendo.
Sorry. Wow. Time period wise, that says
really
a lot. No, because I'm literally thinking, oh my gosh, when he worked for Nintendo, that must have been back when they were like, you know, running love hotels and printing out pornographic playing cards before they started making yeah, like, he needs to learn from the original Gavan, because original Gavan, he don't give a fuck. He just starts coming in and just beating the shit out of people. Yes. And doesn't care. But I will say, this fight was just bad. These fights were hilarious. Editing for this fight was bad. There were so many rewinds.
Yeah, I think there's a lot more in the coming episodes, dude. This one wasn't as bad. This one, you had the entire fight sequence inside the, I guess, the tire dump.
Oh my gosh,
that
yes.
Gavan kept teleporting like a fucking cartoon character between all the different open tires. It's so stupid.
That groundhog.
It's so fucking stupid,
gosh.
but I loved it.
It was fun. This was a fun episode, and This was a fun episode, and this was one of the better episodes that we've seen so far.
Yes.
In my opinion, from this series.
One of the things that I wrote down for this fight is that with Gavan teleporting everywhere and then getting that final moment before he throws him, like, why didn't you just punch him in the dick? Like, he was literally right above you. Mm-hmm. That would have made that would have been like the perfect cap for that fucking fight right there, but they didn't do it.
No, they never go for those hits. You know that, right?
They go for everything else.
Mm-hmm. And they do a lot. Like, I will say, you can tell that violence back in the 80s was very much, how many times can we show our main character beating the shit out of somebody? Mm-hmm. Like, that was literally, like, a big thing. And I appreciate it, but damn.
Yeah, if anything, there is I can see with the violence upping itself a little bit, and what I really enjoyed the fact that they were splitting the Doublemint in half, but it did get to the point where we were actually just seeing the same thing over and over. Now we're getting to the point where it looks like their budget managed to increase, and they're literally blowing up ceramics.
Yeah, pretty much. It looks like they just... Honestly, I noticed that they're not just blowing up ceramics. They're using the same thing, they just cut it differently. They wait until, like, they adjusted it so that you can only see the shoulders and arms, and then blow it up, so you don't know what is actually blowing up.
Okay. Got it.
That's literally what I've noticed. I'm like, wait, that's the same explosion, and why is, like, the top of the explosion being blocked off? Okay. It's literally just them just using the same original footage, but just only showing you a small portion.
So with that being said, there is the fight. Fight doesn't last that long. We get to the end where Retsu is talking to the scientist, and the scientist is like, hey, so you're Gavan, right? I'm like, you know what? You're the second person to say that to him. I get the feeling he's not really doing a very good job at covering his tracks.
Nope, he's not.
Nope. Mm-mm.
He's a man of action, not subterfuge.
Oh.
He's Gavan!
Yeah, he's got a fire in his heart.
One last thing before we go on to the next episode. I did note that the female lizard woman, she disappeared. She doesn't die. And then you'll see in the next few episodes, she does keep coming back as a recurring character.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I thought that was cool that they had some consistency there.
I do like that.
So that's all I got for that one. Do you guys have anything to add on to episode 9, or do you want to go on to 10 next?
I think you left out the fact that the dad, I will, because it's a lack of anything else I could think of it, the dad Gavan claused his daughter by buying her a brand new doll and saying it was from Gavan.
Oh,
before
I didn't see that. I didn't remember that at all.
Yeah, he did do that. He said it was from Gavan, and that's why she likes it and stuff. It replaced her old one so that she wouldn't have that one anymore.
Oh, okay.
Got it. To say, there is continuity. The puppy, that's the one she got like 3 episodes ago. She still has it.
Well, I'm not concerned about that puppy. I'm concerned about another puppy that we're going to see later on.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and move on to episode 10, Crush the Human Crusher Core. First off, I want to say out of all the ones that we watched for this bunch, this one was my favorite one. This one had a lot of fun with it. Oh my god. So the basic premise of this one is that old Maku is doing their old thing again, where they're going to take a bunch of people and brainwash them to turn them into double men, get them so they can start assassinating Gavan, even though they can't seem to do diddly squat with that. And it almost pays off. It was actually kind of shocking that they were able to get that far, considering that with the kids, they were legitimately giving them superpowers, and that they still couldn't control them.
No, they could control them.
There's not really a lot when it comes to the plot on this one, because it's mainly just a lot of action. I think I like it more strictly because of that, because it gives you the basic premise, like, hey, all these people, they're like different athletics. There's fighters, people trying to train in swordsmanship, people trying to train in boxing, and they just want to get better. And who do they have show up? The fucking double man who's like, hey kid, you wanna make some money? You wanna make some dough? Do you wanna get stronger? You wanna get faster? That kind of guy. And also the female lizard woman, she's there too.
Yep.
And they
Survivor.
go to all. Yeah, she really is. And they go to all the different people, and they're like, hey, so we're gonna go ahead and put you onto this really strict training regimen. And the funny thing for this, because I wrote it down on my notes. What was it? Okay, here we go. They're all training. Gavan or Retsu shows up, and he immediately glares at the instructor. He's like, I don't like you. Like, internally, I don't like you. Something wrong with you. I don't like you one bit. And then you got the fucking instructor Doubleman. They're like, hey, it's Gavan. We don't like you either. I'm just like, okay. If they know who he is, why don't they attack him?
100% they know who he is. This is one of those where he has a secret identity for the general public. Bad guys know exactly who he is all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And
they
it
just don't know
reminds me
where
back to, like,
is.
the Power Ranger days. Rita actually did attempt to fight, or, not fight, hinder the Rangers with their personal lives. I'm like, that was actually kind of smart. So,
she brainwashed
why
people
aren't they
and
doing
stuff.
that in these? So,
I mean, there's no point. He would just jump into his space dragon and blow them up.
Yeah, the space dragon that shakes its head and only swings down its claws right when the thing decides to fly underneath its claws. Like, okay. And then you can... Alright, this is the future spoilers on this one. But when you see him on Dolgiron, and you actually see, like, his head, like, moving up and down, and Gavan standing on top of it, that is clearly a figure that was just glued on.
Yeah, no, they glued a minifig of him to the top of the model they have of the dragon, and then they have it wiggle around, because that's him standing on it. Also, just to point out, since we're spoilering, they get a new theme song for the fight in 12.
You get 3 new fight songs, not just on this one, but for the next one, and a Dolgiron song as well.
Yeah. That's pretty cool. I like that they're changing the music.
I will say this. I do appreciate that they did save budget where they could, and they just reused the same figurine that they used for the oh my gosh, Siberian. When Gavan's on the Siberian, they didn't just make another one that was in the same pose that he always does when he's on it.
Oh,
it's just the same.
One of them he's dodging.
One of them, he is literally in an action pose when he gets on Siberian, and then when it jumps to, like, the figurine, it's literally the figurine doing the same standing pose as he does when he's on the dragon's head. I'm like,
I think my favorite part
has always annoyed me.
I think my favorite part of Siberian is that he rarely rides it like you're supposed to, like a motorcycle, and he stands on it.
He rides down into Maku space and jumps off immediately.
Yeah, it's a surfboard that looks like a vehicle.
I don't remember what episode it was, but there's one where he calls down Siberian. Literally, it comes down and immediately calls Dolgiron, and then just goes back up to Dolgiron. Like, almost instantaneously.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I think that was the episode with the boat, the pirate ship that was gonna explode.
Pirate ship oil tanker.
It was that one. Yep. God,
like, he called Siberian just so that Siberian could take him up to Dolgiron. He tells Dolgiron what to do.
Yeah,
and
just for clarification, he can't actually fly. He needs to get in things that make him fly. His suit does a lot of cool stuff, but it doesn't fly.
He's not like Mimi, who can randomly show up before him, even though she comes down after him.
Well, no, she could turn into a bird. He can't. That's why.
She
he's
can turn
from
into a
planet
bird and
Bird.
laser herself somewhere.
Yeah,
that's what I'm
he's
assuming
from
is happening.
planet Bird. She is a bird, but unlike a bird, he cannot fly. These are all logical statements.
So this is how we get Silverhawks.
Yeah, a lot of people went to planet Bird, if you know what I mean. And that's how you get Silverhawks.
I don't know what you mean. I don't want to know what you mean. I want you to spell it out, but not to me.
Silverhawks. If I were to use it in a sentence...
I'm going to cut that out.
Silverhawks.
That was terrible.
That's the sentence.
Stupid. So at one point, Retsu, he's trying to investigate everything involving the different guys, that are being trained. And this is the dumbest fucking thing. It cuts to him. It's part of the rewinding. It cuts to him jumping so high and backwards into the facility window.
Yeah.
Why?
That's
Why?
it's like a 2-story jump. He goes from the first floor to like the third.
And not only that, when he starts getting attacked, he does it again just to jump out as Gavan.
Yep. He leaps in and then out. He's like, gotcha.
It's so fucking dumb. And then, during another part of the fights, after he is, away from all the civilians that are being brainwashed, he's taking on the Doublemen, ends up on this rocky area, and he's about ready to henshin, and then a Doubleman comes in and he's like, hey, no, I'm not done with you, and then he just knocks him out just to tension.
I remember that. That was the pause. There, he stands there about to do his pose, and he stops, dead stop, and waits. And a Doubleman just comes out of nowhere to get him, and he's like, no.
Yep.
And then he transforms, and I was like, I know you're not going for humor, but that is fucking hilarious. I like that a lot.
Yeah, that was just, God. The show makes choices, but they're choices that I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go with it, because it's just fun. It's just so much fun.
Exactly.
Yeah. Ooh, I know we're not there, and I know this is just one more reason for Sean to talk about this show, but in episode 3 of Zeztz, there's a part of the fight scene where he gets down, and he's as part of the choreography, rather than knowing what he's doing and only moving when he needs to, like some sort of practiced fighter, they fucking have him, legit fighting. So he's wiggling back and forth like an MMA fighter, and then taking shots at the guy. And I was like, oh my god, thank you. Actual choreography that looks kind of real. That looks amazing. And I was like, yeah. That also reminds me of the old show, because that's what's missing from a lot of the really over polished stage fighting, is it looks too rehearsed. But this looks like he's legit getting up there, and they told him just kind of bounce like you would in a sparring match, and then do your choreo in between the bouncing, and it looks so much better. It looks really cool, and it was 5 seconds, but it's really neat. I really appreciated that.
See, Paul, you need to watch it.
He's going to.
I agreed. I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah.
I'm only going to continue yelling at you until I know that you've watched it.
Okay.
Like Beast Wars.
Shut the fuck up. God damn.
At one point he calls on the Mega Drill. That was a thing.
Yes. Yeah, he does. He calls it down again, because he can call that now, because he's called it in a previous episode, so he has it, and we all know. So he calls his giant drill. By the way, for size comparison, because they do a bad job of that, because they never built a full-size prop, because it'd be super expensive. When it punches a hole through one of the walls, and he jumps through the hole, he's the height of it almost, which means that the drill, the base of it, is almost 6 feet. Which means that giant drill thing is 30 to 40 feet long, and each of the drills is almost 6 or 7 feet in diameter. That thing is huge.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. That thing's massive.
Just for comparison, because he punches a hole through the wall, and then he jumps through the wall as himself after the drill pulls back, so that he can break into the facility. Which is also, if I had a giant drill that I could call from space, that's how I would get into buildings too. That's awesome. No one everyone's like, what door will he come in? I will make one.
Yeah. Gavan doesn't use regular doors. He makes his own.
Yeah, that's right up there with, I don't know how many of you guys remember when Pokemon had a big celebration. They do this every couple of years, but they made a bunch of online animations, and it just showed essentially like random moments in the time of the games. And during one of them, they have a cop paired up with an Arcanine. The Arcanine melts a hole in the wall so that they can enter through it. It's just fucking awesome.
God damn.
Yes.
Yeah, no, it's...
I remember that.
Yeah, it's because it's meant to simulate... It's based off
funny.
of the games version of the World of Pokemon, which is like a really grounded version where like the Pokemon do stuff for them and everything is much more like our world. So like the cops all have Growlithe and then like a bunch of them have Arcanine, and it's a giant fire-breathing monster that can melt stone and metal and glass. You could just have it punch a hole in. It's like if you had a Machoke and you're like, could you Iron Man that guy for me? And they just reach through the wall, grab him in a headlock, and then yank him out of the building. He would die, but it would be really badass.
The closest that they actually had it in the anime was the first time Sheriff... I want to say Sheriff Jenny?
One of the Jennies.
Officer Jenny?
Officer Jenny, yeah, sorry. The first time you see Officer Jenny, she has a Growlithe in her on her bike's thing, on her motorcycle sidecar. She has a Growlithe in it.
Yeah.
I missed that. I missed the original.
So
But I am never gonna watch that show ever again.
So the fight in this one, he is up against a butterfly.
Yes.
That thing was freaking creepy as hell.
A butterfly that may or may not have arms. I don't know if that was an oops or if it's supposed to have arms.
I don't know.
Because it has arms at a few points, but I feel like that's like they couldn't get the costume to work right, and they really wanted it to not have arms. Because they very, very much show like the full outfit, and it has 2 legs, but the top part is just wings, and then that's it. And I think they didn't want it to have those, but they had to build arms to get it to do certain choreo and stuff. So like they're there, but they kind of hope you don't notice. I think that's how it was, which is cool. It's a really cool design.
The only thing that I really noticed about it, though, is Gavan fighting it, and him doing a so long K butterfly. You know, the Mario 64 move against Bowser.
Yeah.
Oh god.
This is a good episode. This is a really good episode.
It was a very, very good episode.
And this is not, I believe, a quirk of the translation, but at one point when they're all like basically going into withdrawal and becoming angry and violent because that's what the bad guys thing is doing, because it's turning them that way and then it's going to make them into double men, like hybrids. Direct-ish quote from the show, "Not wanting to eat is no reason to flip over the table."
Yeah.
I had to write that down. I looked at that and I'm like, that is amazing.
God, that is so fucking funny. Oh my god.
I'm sorry. Was it like the samurai dude?
It was the old
did
guy
it multiple
who owns the
times.
farm. The old guy who owns the farm is talking to one of the kids because the kid's older brother is the one who flipped the table and got really angry. So the grandfather's response, because this dude is just, his off-the-cuff responses are so weird. Always.
It's always like, do calisthenics or that.
Yeah, or that. It's like, do calisthenics or this just left field answer, and no one ever reacts to it.
I will say...
he's kind of an asshole.
He is.
Oh, man. I will say that table flip was fast.
Oh,
Yes,
that was like...
It was like they said one thing,
like it
and he
came
just
out of nowhere.
immediately got angry.
Yeah, like, he told me, like, douche, what?
Man. Oh, jeez.
It's like, you want to tell somebody what happens when you get on steroids? This is a good example. This is roid rage
people
right
have
here.
said roid rage, but this man, there was an anger in his soul.
Yeah.
It's like,
So that's everything that I've got for this one. Unless you guys have anything else you want to add. It really was.
it was an entertaining episode.
And then they do they do the whole so they train them in the Maku dimension, where they put them in a special like halfway version of the dimension, so everything becomes really physically hard. For those of you at home, you know how in DBZ they always find some sort of weird dimension or device that makes everything harder, so they can just train like they always would, but now it's harder. That's essentially what it is. They have them go do their training in the beginning, and they put them in like a Maku space, and then they brainwash them so they won't notice, and they just put them there because everything is automatically harder, and then they just bring them back to our world so they can recover. And then at the end they start like really pushing them and literally like beating them when they do stuff wrong. But they do they have them doing like their training, like the guys who know soccer are kicking a metal ball, the baseball players are throwing solid metal spheres the size of a baseball, and they're like taking out the chunks of rock and breaking things and punching holes in walls and shit. And yeah, it's a good episode. It's a really good episode.
Anger. It's a good episode.
No, it just teaches you a lot. It really leads to some introspection. The introspection.
Us know how Reiji was conceived.
Yes, definitely. This is definitely the episode that he watched as a child, the only one, and he thought that was the answer. Took the wrong message from this episode. The message is care about your family and friends, and when they start to do drugs and then act violent, help them.
I mean, yeah, unless you just want to do calisthenics for the rest of your life.
I mean,
yeah, pretty much.
It's a really good option. It's a really good option.
So let's move on to episode 11, which is called Is Father Alive? The Mysterious SOS Signal. Now, Paul, I do want you to start us off, but I will say that the very beginning of this episode, I absolutely could not stand.
What do you mean?
I did not like the dream flashback sequence.
Oh. I mean, okay, so...
Because it came out of nowhere.
Yeah, I got jump scared by the title. Did you guys get jump scared by the title? Because I did.
No.
Yeah, no, it
came out of nowhere. Just jumps onto the screen, and I was like, okay. All right.
Okay. All right.
Why? Why?
Okay, so the episode starts out as basically a flashback to Gavan's childhood, where he is just apparently just only spending time with his mom, going on picnics, walking down hallways, and it's really creepy because it doesn't establish anything. Like
you can kind of infer it, especially with the way that it's got its really weird music going on in the background. Yeah,
like you kind of get that they're trying to get to a point where it is trying to show a good memory, but at the same time, you don't know what the memory is about, because it literally just jumps into them skipping down a hallway, like skipping through a garden, having a little picnic. It comes out of freaking left field. And then Reiji wakes up in the ship, and he's, I don't have any memories of my dad. Like all I can remember is my mom. And then a random SOS hits his computer, and he's going, oh my gosh, I think my dad needs me. And then it jumps to the episode's title, and then goes into Reiji trying to find his dad, where he's getting literally attacked left every which way, and shit keeps blowing up.
I feel like you just glossed over a lot.
Dang, yeah, I should have rewatched the episode. But
God
it
damn it, what
really
I
wasn't
good. Alright.
All I remember was it's just random as fuck. It is, that episode, like the opening of this episode was just random as fuck.
The opening throws you off completely, but the rest of the episode is still really good. As Paul was saying, he gets an SOS, and you can tell, like, from right off the bat that he's being, sent an SOS by the enemy, because not only do they show it in such a weird way, you're like, oh, they're trying to conceal who it is, but then they have, I almost said shocker, Don Horror. Don Horror and his gang are like, yeah, so he got the message, right? So it's like, okay, you know it's him. And Hunter Killer's like, I've got the entire place rigged. He is gonna fuck his life up if he ends up trying to find that signal, and I will be here for it. You're like, okay, so what's Retsu gonna do? Oh, Retsu's gonna go fuck his life up, because that's exactly what the plot dictates. So he goes to Earth, he gets in his car, he starts driving. Apparently he goes without Mimi. Mimi then shows up saying, hey, I want to go too, even though the only way that I can assume that she gets there quickly is because she just lasers herself there doing her little bird trick. That's the only thing I can think of. She shows up. Then they see this woman being chased in the desert by a bunch of
I
doublemen.
completely forgot that chick who literally makes no sense, her presence. After this... with this episode
she's
and
only there
everything
to
else.
serve one thing later on.
She is a plot device.
Yeah. So they save her real quick. They jump in the car. The doublemen also jump in the car. He beats the shit out of them, and then he proceeds to run them all over.
Yeah, he does run
Classic.
them over.
Classic Retsu.
And so they drop off the girl. Meanwhile, the girl the entire time is like, "You look familiar. You sound familiar. I think I sucked your dick." No, never mind. It was your
Sean,
dad.
that was your dream. That is not
Wow.
It's better than the dream we got.
Whoa, you just like, damn. Like, I completely skipped her because to me she was
because you're
like
a bad
kind of
storyteller.
pointless. No, she was freaking pointless.
No, she has a point. She exists as a MacGuffin. That's it.
Pretty much.
She exists to prove that Reiji is Retsu. God damn it.
I told you we were going to get those confused at some point.
She exists to
Alright,
prove
Retsu.
that Retsu, his father, got to Earth to the audience before 5 minutes from now when Retsu confirms that his father got to Earth.
Yes.
She foreshadows
actually
a
see a
discovery
picture.
5 minutes from now.
Yeah. And we see her again later on in the episode.
You think she's
So-
going to be a love interest?
No. No.
Or is she going to be like, I'm like your sister, it's like we're family, and he'll get his first sibling?
Okay, no, we're going to talk about her in a moment because I just remembered that we also get her flashback, and it's so fucking weird.
We get her.
So,
I don't remember her flashback.
we're going to go into that in
You
a
must
minute.
have hated this episode. You
It
completely lost the
definitely
whole
sounds like
thing.
it.
Like,
Because you remember the
definitely
episode
sounds like
before
it.
this. But this
Yeah.
one, you're like, oh, this episode.
Honestly, I like this episode because
so
it
they
had
drop her off.
the it shows his dad's ship and Reiji gets all weepy.
Yeah,
It's really, really cool artwork for that, mind you.
Oh, yeah, no. Okay, I didn't mention it, but in episode 9 and this episode, we get more artwork again to tell a story. When they do the artwork, whoever the fuck they hired for their artist, so cool looking.
Yeah.
They couldn't afford animation, so it's just solid pictures, but they're such cool
They
paintings.
They are gorgeous paintings. They do.
So they drop her off. She says, he looks a lot like Voicer, which is the name of Red
Thank you for
Dad.
saying Voicer because
So they go back into the
was
desert.
fighting between Vader and Vider or something like that. I could not remember what his dad's name was for a long time.
I mean, to be
I
fair,
didn't
his father's
remember it
name is
after 3
weird.
weeks,
Oh,
so I only
okay.
wrote it down today.
Because, like, his father's name is Voicer, but his kid's name is Japanese because he was
Retsu.
born in Japan
Yeah.
as an Earthling.
He probably would have been Birdman.
Bird person.
Let's face it.
Birdman? No, if his father is Voicer, he would be Speaker?
Damn.
You should
Damn.
dial. Turn your dial down.
See, now you're just mad. And this is the part in the recording where he slowly turns down my mic and I'm just a whisper.
I could do that.
Nah,
but
he
I'm
would
not
only
going
do that to me.
That's true.
Hell, he drops me
Yeah.
out of some chats.
So they get back in the car and drive back into the desert. And that's where like, oh no, there's mines. And everything starts blowing up in front of him. And I'm like, how did your
Yeah.
car not blow up?
I remember that.
How did you miss every single one?
The mines? Oh, that reminds me of when they did the whole we have to sneak into the facility, but then when shit hits the fan, they just drive their fucking truck through the front door.
Yep.
Because the time for subtlety has ended.
So, not only after this, but as soon as they get clear of the mines, Mimi's like, bye, bitch. I don't want to deal with this shit. And she just fucking birds out.
Yeah. She does.
Oh, man. So then, once Retsu ends up in this, it almost looks like a western town.
Oh,
Like a very, very small western town. He picks up a dog randomly that he holds on to for dear life. And then he gets inside this tavern, and they're all dancing, like, weirdly. I don't really
It's
know
like
how
a
else to
ghost
describe
town.
it. Like, it's not even 80s dancing. It's not even, like, 70s dancing. It's just weird
So-
stepping.
Here's the weird part. It looks like he walked into some sort of
Saloon.
Wild West movie set, but when
Yeah.
he walks into the saloon, everyone is acting like he's at a club. They're also all acting like it's normal.
And they're wearing
It's fucking
that
weird.
year's, like, modern time for
I
them.
thought it looked like they were
clothing.
from the 50s.
Yeah, they're all dressed like this is totally normal, and everyone just goes down to the local saloon
I thought
for
they
a
were
dance.
like dressed like for the 50s,
it's
like
so
they
weird.
like they were from like the 50s, and like it. I don't know why it gave me so much like Happy Days vibes when I saw their their
did.
clothing, and then he turns around, then walks right back in. They're fucking gone. Yeah,
No.
multiple times people freaking disappear on him.
No, he walks in, he sees the woman that's behind the bar, she gives a weird look, and then all of a sudden everyone turns out to be a double man.
Okay, so you're skipping the entire part where he almost gets run over by the cowboy.
That's after
No,
this.
I thought that was before this.
No, I have it
Oh,
written down in my
okay.
notes. That's after this.
There's so much.
Paul, you don't remember the episode. Shut the fuck up. So he's in the bar. He puts the dog inside his vest, completely, like zips up and everything. And then he gets shot at by the doublemen with machine guns. That was pretty ballsy of
Yeah,
them.
it was.
Yeah,
Then
it's
he
essentially
runs
the minion equivalent of saying the word Gundam in a Gundam show, but not being the main character. You do
Yes.
not utter that word unless you are a main character. You shut up and you just kind of go, uh-oh, something's there,
Yep.
and then stay quiet.
So after he escapes the saloon, he runs outside, and that's when the cars come up to him, and he jumps aside, and that's when they randomly blow up. I'm like, why? Just the fuck why? And then he's like running around the corner, and then a woman starts screaming, and it's the woman from the saloon, and he's like, oh yeah, just hide out over here. So he starts walking away, and I wrote down, the trap reeks of trap. And then it turns out, yeah, she's a trap. She's just another double man, just designed to try and kill him. And it's the female woman lizard thingy, whatever you want to call her.
Yeah, a female double man, a double lady. I don't know if that's what they call them.
Double woman?
Is
No,
it just
that
is it a
sounds weird.
lizard? Is it a lizard? Double lizard? I don't know. They're not very
Lizard man?
descriptive. They just
No, they're
name
not.
them randomly when they
just name
show
them
up.
Doubleman. Yeah.
Yeah,
The
which is
only ones
also
that
a
actually
weird
get names
name.
are the monsters.
Like, are they double men because that's their job title, or are they all from a planet called like Double? So you call them double men, and that's just
Yes.
like I'm an Earthling from Earth. Like, is that what this is? I don't know what's happening.
Yeah. So he ends up getting rid of her, and he ends up running into this other warehouse, and it's another trap. And inside that trap, it's got Hunter Killer, it's got the monster, and it's got the monster's a fucking armadillo, by the way.
It's just
which
schemes inside of schemes.
It's so fucking cool, but it's also really fucking funny at the same time. And then you've also got the female. She shows up as well. And they're shooting him. He gets his way into the truck, and it's this like big ass fucking like almost like a sand truck, I think. And he runs over a bunch of double men trying to get out. And then as he's like getting through the fucking door that he busts through, the armadillo's in there. It's just terrorizing him. I'm like, everything that's happening just seems like, okay, point one, go. Point two, go. Okay, we're going to go into the next comical thing. And it's just non-stop. And then as soon as he, like, subdues the monster, he jumps out. And then the truck explodes again.
There is no safety. There is no safety.
None whatsoever. It's so fucking funny, but it's really entertaining. And this is the part where we actually see the Voicer's ship, and we get to see the cool artwork, and then he's like looking through everything, trying to find out what's going on.
Yep.
And I think I missed something here. Oh, in between all that, we also have him at one point talking to the girl that he saves. And she says, yeah, my dad was a scientist. He knew Voicer. And he told me that after he died that I should go find him. And this is the part you don't remember, Paul. You get to see her parents die. They get gunned down.
They do.
And the weird part about this, it's not the fact that they died. It's not the fact that we're seeing things before she shows up. Because that always reminds me of the TFS thing where it's like, how do you know about the parts you weren't there for?
How do you know about the parts you weren't there for? Shut up.
So she walks out and sees her dad dead. She goes, Dad! Looks down at her feet. Mom! Alright, so we know which one was her favorite. It's so bizarre the way that she looks down. She's like, oh, Dad's dead. Mom? Like, okay. It's just really weird. So, cut back to the part where we see Retsu. He's inside the ship. He does a hidden roll because all of a sudden that ship is now being attacked. And so he rolls from where he's sitting to a hidden spot, like a post. Rolls back out as Gavan. You don't even see the henshin. And then we get the brand new fight song. Go, 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 Gavan, or some shit like that. I don't remember. It was really good. Then we see more of the armadillo. The armadillo was wild because it had machine gun nostrils.
It did.
I'm like, every single time you just see it on the floor or just fucking, like, standing up, like, even when it gets big, it fires bullets from its nose.
Damn.
I'm like, good lord, this thing's amazing. And then at one point, like, you even see it, like, when it's fighting Gavan hand-to-hand, it shrinks down, and you could tell that at one point it's literally just a wrap. Like, it's not even a person in a suit at that point. They literally just put on a very small wrap to go around him as it's trying to, like, take him down. I'm like, that's weird, because as soon as he throws it off, it's back to human size.
Yep.
Then we get another Doubleman that dies from an explosion. Like, it turns into cement. I'm like, okay, this is a really good episode.
Oh,
so you guys have anything to
six
add on to that?
bazookas is not enough part of the show?
Oh, God, no.
Damn. What? No,
Paul?
the only thing I didn't like about this episode was the fact that that girl, after she does all that, there is nothing else. The episode just ends. There's no...
I mean, to be fair, there's nothing else to go off of after that.
I mean, like, she doesn't explain why she's sticking around, and she was sent to find Voicer, not Gavan. But hey,
I feel like you're not making the connection there.
I know Gavan is Voicer's son. I'm just saying that it just feels like...
Wouldn't you at that point say, hey, you're exactly who this person's relative is, I'm going to stick by you?
No, but she...
That way I can get some answers?
She was supposed to give Gavan answers. That was the entire thing. And she's literally just still sticking around and not saying anything. She never answered his question.
She did. She pointed him to the ship.
No, she didn't. He found the ship on his own.
Yeah, she did. No, she told him where he was located originally, and then he found it.
He found that thing on his own.
You don't remember the episode very well. That's what your problem is.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
This is fucking Transformers 4 all over again.
You know what? I'm not even gonna argue with that. I'm not even gonna argue with that episode. Fine, moving on.
Damn. It's only because I was right.
I'm moving on. I'm moving on. Because I don't give a damn no more.
Damn. I got him, Will. I got him.
I'm sure you're very proud of yourself.
I am, actually. Felt good. Felt real good. So, you guys ready to move on to the final episode?
Yeah.
Are you guys ready to go to an amusement park?
Am I ever?
Too bad.
So, Will, I figure you can take the reins on this one. This one is called Express to the Amusement Park, UFO Boys Big Crisis.
Yep. So we're going back into the whole UFO thing. The big focus for this one, well, two things. One, they filmed it at an actual theme park that existed when the show was airing. That theme park was closed down in like 2004 or something, somewhere around there. Mm-hmm. And I think it's like a literal park now or something like that. They knocked it down and did the other stuff with the area. But it was an actual amusement park. Everything you see them near, on, or around is actual stuff. The kid, I guess, knows someone who works there because he's literally on the roof of like the staff building where like the people who work there
runs
go.
the restaurant. His dad runs the.
Okay.
Yeah.
His dad runs the restaurant.
That's there.
I couldn't remember what his dad did. I knew he was there because of a parent, but I don't remember what the parent did. So yeah, his dad runs the restaurant. His thing, he really, really wants to see a UFO. So he has a telescope set up on the roof, and he just constantly scans the area around them, looking for UFOs. Spoiler alert, he finds one. Mm-hmm. And that's a problem.
Explain to me why that's a problem. Like, who else did he tell other than his cousin via mail?
Yeah. Remember the year that this came out? That made sense. He literally sends a letter in the mail saying that he found a UFO, and he's so excited and he wants to show his cousin. His cousin happens to be, of course, one of the two kids who fucking Retsu hangs out with, because of course it's one of those kids. It's always that. He sends him a letter talking about that, and the dad fills in the blanks for Retsu. He's like, oh yeah, the kid really likes UFOs. He's really excited. They hang out there in like the summer, and they know each other. They're friends. They're all around the same age. And Retsu goes, because he reads the description, and his brain's like, that might be real. He may have seen one of the aliens I care about hunting down. So he visits to talk to the kid, but unfortunately before that, the bad guys showed up and had a "you guys didn't see nothing" conversation with the father and the son. And
I want to interject real quick. So after he leaves, Retsu, from his job, mind you.
Again.
His boss, the old man, like, hey, where's Retsu? The other guy, Yoichi, he's there, and he's like, I don't know. Well, you got to do his duties now. Like, okay, whatever. And then in comes his best friend. I think it's Kojiro, and he's the guy who's like always like on the search for a scoop.
Yep,
and
he's
like
a local
I have
reporter
a letter
or
for
something.
You from Retsu. The old guy tries to look at it, can't read it. He's like, hey, I'll read it for you. My best friend's gonna do my job for me. Bye.
Literally.
Yep.
Fuck best friend.
Yep. Best friend, best minion is all I'm hearing.
Now, if we go back to that point where the hunter killer and the goat man or goat monster are talking to the kid,
yeah,
so really,
they basically they have a "use guys had better not say nothing," like old 1940s mafia talk with them. But while they're doing it, to drive home their point, the goat man spits on the kid, and it causes his body to he what?
I thought it was.
Milk.
I honestly was calling it goat cheese.
It might as well have been. It's still milk.
But when it hits the kid, the reaction it has is it causes his body to like expand, and I assume what they're implying, which by the way, it was a pretty well done special effect where they had a prosthetic hand and the kid was clearly squeezing it to like give it air and make it expand. It looked really cool.
It did.
But I assume what they're implying is like it will explode and like blow your arm off, which would be bad. I hear medically you don't want your limbs to detonate. So I'm not a doctor, but I hear that's bad.
Not a doctor.
Yeah. Not medical advice, but maybe don't let your limbs explode.
And don't let your limbs get sprayed off by goat milk.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, or that. Space goat milk. Earth goat milk would be fine. You are immune to earth goat milk. That's why we can make it into cheese and stuff.
Unless you're not. We don't know.
We don't know your medical history.
Unless you're allergic, I guess then it's still bad. That's a different kind of explosion, but it's internal and painful and lasts several hours. But, yeah, I guess at the end of the day what I'm saying is none of us are medical professionals, and you should definitely talk to one of those before consuming anything. So back to the space goat. They essentially terrify this man and his son into silence rather than just kidnapping or killing them. And you might be thinking, I hear you in the comments, I hear you in your brain, saying, but wouldn't it be easier to kill them? Yes, but people ask questions when there's corpses. If you just terrify them into lying, everybody wins. So, that's what they do.
First off, they are space pirates. I'm assuming with the technology that they have, despite the fact that they hide their guns in briefcases.
Of course they do.
Despite that, they could find a way to just get rid of the body by disintegration. I don't know.
Yeah, but then they disappear, and their family and friends start asking questions like, where the did they go? What happened?
So they don't get any more postcards. I don't know.
Yeah, well, okay, here's the weird part. In episode 1, they show the Doublemen can turn themselves into basically anything and mimic humans. They could just Invasion of the Body Snatchers anyone. Like, they'd act weird.
Could.
But they could at least put up the facade of being that person. and hold out for
killing people. They have killed people
constantly. They constantly kill people. They are old school, like 70s and 80s bad guys who have no qualms about murking as many people as it takes to get
quote
to their
Vegeta,
goal.
I will kill everyone as long as you are one of them.
Yep. I will kill as many people as I have to as long as you are one of them.
So, the interesting thing about them terrorizing this kid, just completely making sure that he doesn't squeal, is that Retsu shows up, asks him in a very polite way, but also, like, kind of creepy. He just shows up and he's like, hey, kid, I hear you.
Hey, you
I hear you
child.
see some UFOs. I want to know about them. Let me hear about them UFOs.
Tell me about the UFOs, boy. Tell me.
And then you see the kid, he's looking at him, and then he looks around, like, right behind him, and he sees Hunter Killer, like, stick his head out and just glare at him, like, why?
Yeah, just to drive it home. You better keep your mouth shut, kid.
Oh, God.
And then the dad shows up. My son didn't see anything. He was just lying.
Nope, he has an overactive imagination.
I was like, oh, shit.
Like, the lengths that they go.
Yeah. Man.
Oh, this was interesting, the next part. So, Retsu goes away, and he's like, you know what? I think I know where to go. Just basing off not, hearing anything from the kid whatsoever.
He looks at where the telescope is, he looks at the horizon, and then he's like, okay, but that kid is clearly lying to me, but, like, if I was one of them, where would I land? And he just, like, surmises it on his own.
And then Hunter Killer's like, guess we gotta go a little harder. It does go harder in a minute, but before then, we get to see the kid, he's on the ground, and Mimi and this other girl show up. I think it's the girl from the last episode.
It's supposed to be the girl from the last episode.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. And so they show up, they start talking to the kid, they bring him into a horror house because they think that's going to be the best place to, hide and be away from anybody who can hear him. I liked this little bit of lore here because they go in, the girl's terrified, but Mimi, as soon as, like, the monsters in the horror house show up and, the animatronics or whatever, she looks at it and goes like, oh, so that's what a ghost is. And it dawned on me, she doesn't know anything about Earth supernatural stuff. She only knows Bird Planet and whatever Gavan shows her.
Yeah. She has no context, so she can't be scared because she has no idea what any of it references. It doesn't mean anything to her.
Yeah. I thought that was actually kind of cool.
That is easily one of the most clever things they've shown, and I know I'm giving a lot of credit here, but by its existence, it is a true subversion of the alien fish out of water trope or like time traveler fish out of water, where they don't understand things, but instead of like being terrified, she just has zero context, so she's just confused. She's like, oh, it's a bunch of sheets on like wood or whatever, and just there's no cultural significance, so she has no idea why it would be considered scary.
Yep. So yeah, I thought that was cool. And then actual Doublemen show up, and then they all run outside. Retsu shows up, and what do we have, Will?
Wait, where are we? Well, I mean, the
Goat Man.
The Goat Man shows up for the first time, and he has to actually like kind of fight him. And I think there is more goat cheese.
Yeah, there's more goat cheese involved.
There is.
He sprays them.
Yeah.
Honestly, other than knowing that there's like a lot of stuff that we get to see on the park and how they actively use the different rides in the park.
Yeah,
this is where it kind of loses me because there's just so much in between.
It's very much a much less expensive version of the Zombieland fight scene, which is amazing, where he takes out a fuckload of zombies and they use a whole bunch of the rides and stuff, and it's all part of the choreography for this like 10-minute fight scene. It's like that, but way lower cost and much more like at one point I think they jump on top of like part of the Ferris wheel, he transforms, and then they go somewhere else, and it just like shows off the different parts of the park.
I remember him transforming.
Yeah, and I think the kid gets kidnapped out of the horror house, I think.
Yeah, that's what it was.
It was an interesting episode. I will say the fights were actually, if they would have done the Gavan hopping through the tire thing over there in this episode, it would have been better placed instead of him just like basically having Gavan just using more of the park to fight would have been more interesting. But it was very much like, where can we get more hero shots?
I see what you're saying. Yeah, that I think that's what essentially lost me. Like, I applaud them for their practicality of it, but it also feels like it might have been underutilized a little bit. Like, I feel like that they could have done a little bit more with regards to like how they actually wanted to use the rides in terms of any kind of like locale or any kind of like way to use them as a weapon of any kind. It has a little bit left to be desired, and I think because of that is where it loses me a little bit because wait, was it this one? Oh yeah, it was this one. Alright. This was really stupid. So, the kid gets kidnapped, as you said, and he goes to try and find the kid. The kid is in a makeshift jail cell. Gavan goes to get to him. He body checks the cell, can't get through, and then somehow ends up in a pit trap. And if I remember right, what he does is he henshins out of there to do his backwards jump that he normally does. And then as he's trying to get the kid out, you see the Goat Man, he's spraying shit left and right, but then once he realizes he's in danger, he hops on all fours and then runs away on all fours.
Oh yeah, that was just weird.
Yeah.
I'm like I legit wrote down the goat running was unnecessary. And then he chases him, and he gets in there, and the goat is like, he's got his hand on this device, and he goes, "Hey, what is that?" "Well, let me go and tell you my big plan before you try and kill me." And then he, beats the shit out of him instead, and he's not able to do his big plan. Oh, shit. Then they end up outside, they fight some more. He ends up getting big in Maku's face, and that's when he calls on Dolgeron. And this is where we get the new Dolgeron theme song, which I thought was pretty cool. And then it kind of just ends. Like, there's no, like, allusions to anything else from previous plot. There's, like, no one hinting at, oh, I know who Retsu is. Nothing like that. It just ends.
We do get
it's a good episode.
We do get a Mimi being jealous of the new girl. Because literally she gets irritated that Gavan, she gets irritated that Retsu left without going on a date with Mimi, and the new girl who is with her is just, oh, I know, and just drives off in the go-kart that they were just driving around in, and she's just like, what?
Wow. I honestly
I
do not
remember it because I
that.
was like, why is she there? Like, Retsu isn't even guarding her. She's just hanging out with Mimi. And it's clear Mimi doesn't like her.
Right.
So I'm like, eh.
Yep. Mimi sees all women as threats.
Yeah, even women, other women from Bird
Especially
Planet.
other women from Bird Planet.
I mean, to be fair, that woman was definitely interested.
That's true. I mean, that one she really was trying. So
Yeah, she
I get that.
showed up and was like, "Cool, my turn now." And Mimi got really mad, and she's like, huh, "Shut up!" Doesn't even consider Mimi a threat.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys have anything else you want to add on to this one before we get into our rankings?
Not at the moment.
Okay. So we only have 2 different rankings to go through for this show. We've got the episodes and then we've got the monsters. Let's start off with episode 9, The Beautiful Puppet Spy. I figure we can go, same way each time. We'll go with me, Will, and Paul. Sound good? All right.
Yeah.
For Beautiful Puppet Spy, I think it deserves a rank. It was a good episode, and it's honestly really good. But the problem with it is that it also does really stupid things that I don't know if it was stupid on purpose or if it was just because they didn't really know how to handle it. But everything involving the actual doll made no sense because it ultimately amounted to nothing. And I thoroughly enjoyed the episode, but I think that the doll, the fact that they hinged on it being like the big thing and then it just kind of fizzles out really, really quickly, I think that dropped it down a letter for me.
Okay. I was hovering A, B, but your defense of it convinces me to make it a B. Yeah, for pretty much those reasons. They made a big deal out of the doll. It's meaningless. It's not one of them turns into a doll. It's just there. They just called the episode that, and then we go on with the rest of the episode. It is still a solid episode. It's fun. It's silly. It's goofy. It's got all the stuff.
The tire fight scene.
Oh, so good. And it's also got all the stuff we love about the fights, which is that he looks super frantic as they're going on, almost like it's not that they taught him any of the choreo, but they told the actor, hey, try not to die. Concussions are bad. And he's like, wait, what? and then they just, like, all the fear you see on his face is real. He's trying just not to lose anything, and he really wants to go home in one piece. And so I really like that, the frenetic, frantic nature of it, the fact that the main character goes so hard all the time. I would give it a solid B, high B, potentially A, but I kind of want to see where Paul sits to see if I get swayed.
You've already been swaying me towards a B, so.
Yeah, I was gonna go B. Like it's
that works for me. We can drag it down. What do we got?
Well, first I want to hear his reasonings. For me.
Honestly, it was a lot of the title of the episode just felt more like it felt like they wanted a joke to work, but it just wasn't funny. It just wasn't funny. The gimmick wasn't working, and everything that they were trying to do, it just didn't connect. It didn't connect with what they wanted to be told in the story. It was like they didn't know what they were going to do with this episode. Like, I did enjoy the fact that they went back to them being more of a evil organization doing stuff instead of just crime, and that was like a bigger plot to destroy all of humanity with the bacteria bomb. That was interesting, but it's just one of those things where I like that they kept it with they kept a Saturday morning cartoon kind of villain plot, because that's what this show is. It's basically a Saturday morning cartoon, but they just focused too much on the wrong joke.
I get it. So that would definitely be good enough reason for me to, bring it back down to a B. Alright, so let me go ahead and do that. Let's see. So in RB, we've got number 6, The Strange Fortress Beneath Tokyo, which was episode 1. And number 7, The Stolen Japanese Islands, number 2. I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say that these are actually better than the first 2 episodes of this show. And don't get me wrong, the first 2 episodes are good, but this is way better because at this point we're already going into consistency with plot and making sure that everything isn't as chaotic as it normally is. So I think this goes above
like
that,
number
honestly.
2.
Yeah, well, number 2 is also at the bottom of B. You think this goes below number 2?
B stands for bottom.
B stands for bitch.
Okay. Okay, no, I retract my statement. I was mixing it.
That being said, number 2 is the one where we
Yeah, that's the one I'm thinking. Like, as much as I think it was too cartoony, I still enjoy that episode with the boat. So I think this, but that's my personal opinion. I believe the boat episode should go before this, but that's me personally. Like, but I could also be looking back on it with nostalgia goggles versus,
because you were over here, you got to watch it.
No, I can only remember the good parts about it. I can't remember everything else I didn't like about it. So I'm like, yeah, that was a fun episode, but at the same time, this one is like, eh. So I will let you guys pick the location, because.
Well, no, your vote is valid. Will, did you agree with me as to where it should go, or do you have a different idea?
So, can you give me the 2 episodes again? Because I think I kind of remember them, but...
Episode 1 and then Episode 2.
It's Episode 1 and Episode 2. So, Episode 1 was...
The Strange Fortress Beneath Tokyo. And then 2 was the Stolen Japanese Islands.
That's the oil tanker into pirate ship that then becomes spaceship?
I don't remember.
It says a lot about Episode 1 and 2.
Yeah, 1 and 2 are a lot.
Honestly, I would probably, given how we ranked those, I guess I would put this one above them. We're a bit farther in the show. It's a lot less insane. Either we're used to it, or just the show is a little more polished at this point.
I think it's more polished.
And, the writing and the coherence for this episode is good. Again, has nothing to do with the doll, but it's well put together. There's a beginning, a middle, and an end. Like, it feels a lot less like someone trying desperately to get the show to not get canceled, and a lot more like we kind of know what we can do, we kind of get it, and for that, I would put it above it. As much as I really like the plot thing of the giant tanker spaceship exploding, it is really cool, but I feel like that's a moment, and if I'm gonna rank the entire episode, the episode should go above. So
alright, so there we go, that's going in our B. Next one, Episode 10.
Well, it's not going in my
Crusher. B. I'm gonna let it sit.
Oh, on your B?
Because I know exactly what you meant.
You're just gonna take a seat on the B?
Paul, come get your man. Anyways, Episode 10, Crush the Human Crusher Core. For me, personally, as I said before, this is my absolute favorite one. I don't really need to go into specifics on this one. If you guys think it's lower, you guys can hash it out, but I think it's S.
Okay. Honestly, yeah. Going over the episode, it is really good. I'd be okay giving this episode the S. The show peaks and valleys like any show does, but this does all the stuff that you need to make the show fun. It does a lot of. There's moments you could pull out of the script that are just, what the fuck are we doing? But then the actual episode itself has a lot of fun. They clearly put a lot of effort into the monsters designed for this episode. Like, there's a lot going into it. So I'm okay with giving this one an S. I'm not sure how high I'm going to put it in that section, but yeah, I definitely see that.
Well, we'll get to that.
I'll give it an S too. I did enjoy the training arc and how much they actually did with this.
dark training. They even built silly weapons to be like, we're going to weaponize soccer and baseball. I don't know how they're going to weaponize track and field. Oh, yeah, I do. Javelins. They'd have them do javelin throwing.
It was good.
Which is cool, because they chuck javelins at him.
We're going to go backwards on this, because I want to see what everyone thinks as to where it should go in S. So, just to let you know, we have in our S ranking, Episode 3, the Majin helmet that calls big time. And then Mimi cries, the deadly poison cobra bullet hits Retsu. I distinctly remember those ones very well. And I think you guys might as well, because we talked quite a bit about those.
I remember the helmet very well.
Yeah. So, Paul, where do you think this goes on that S ranking?
I put it 2 behind the demon helmet, because that was a great episode.
Such a good episode. So much goes right with that episode.
Like, I really like that episode. So I would say this would go 2. This would go episode 2. It would be my opinion would be 2.
Will?
It is the question of where do I put it, 2 or 3, because my knee-jerk reaction is no, the helmet one is still better, and it's such a good episode. I like the Cobra Bullet Poison episode, but I think 2 is a solid place for us to put this one.
Interesting.
What about you, Sean? Convince us we're wrong.
So, Wilhelm,
Mm-hmm.
as we know, this one is my favorite one of this week's roster. This is also the one where I had the most notes. So I think that tells you a bit on where I stand. I really, 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 really like this one. It had a lot for me where I was able to make fun of it, a lot that I really enjoyed and was completely entertained by, and I like the fact that it did a lot of callbacks to previous episodes, like the fact that it did the training montage with all the men, and you could see them doing the exact same tactics as to what they did with the kids, where the kids, it was brutal. This one, it's just like, no, face your fears, or we'll beat the shit out of you. So, it's just seeing all that. The rewinds were actually cool. The only thing that really stood out to me is not really having any kind of major point to it was the drill, and pun not intended on that. I don't know, I just really, really like this episode. The Majin helmet holds a special place for me due to the fact that it was the very first one that was completely coherent. And granted, that was the start of it.
Yeah.
But we've seen really, really good episodes since then. And I think this, at least for me, in terms of what we've got as the monster not so much. And now that I'm thinking about that, yeah, the monster not so much. Damn, I just talked myself out of it. I think it goes to 2.
It's not so much that... The thing with the helmet episode is they made the helmet, the plot device, go through the entire episode. The bad guy actually gets it. Beat him. Then they take away part of it, and it gets to its denouement, and it's a really well done episode. Like, it's very well executed, especially for this show, which has issues with coherence. But just in general, like, it holds itself together really well. It feels like what it is, a fairy tale that then it turns out was real, but then it turns out that it's been so long that all the magic and all that's worn off, so it's just a chunk of metal now. So it's like it does a lot that is pretty fun to watch and to enjoy. So yeah.
Okay. So going backwards, wait, no, never mind, we already went backwards. Moving on to episode 11, Is Father Alive? The Mysterious SOS Signal. Originally, I had this at A, but talking about it made me realize that I liked it more. The only thing is that I do have it at S right now.
Okay.
The only thing that's really dragging it down to being bottom S, top A, is the dream sequence at the very beginning, because it's like 2.5, 3 minutes long, and it's just like, I get what they're doing to set up, but it felt so long. And like after that is where everything else happens, and it's so good. we get a lot of cool things. We also get the weirdness with the flashback with the girl who, sees her parents die, and I can't help but laugh at the fact that she is more concerned about her mom being dead than her dad.
Hey, look, Dad was at work, Mom was taking care of the kid. That's how emotions work.
I guess, but and then him stuffing the dog inside his fucking vest. The armadillo monster, just everything about that is so good, so funny, so entertaining. Like, it basically, like, if you negate the dream sequence, it is a solid S for me.
Yeah, I see where you're going with that.
But
Buddy.
If I were to put it in S, I would put it at the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can't. All the other episodes, I feel just those ones hold themselves up a lot better. Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, I'm okay with essentially making this the new bottom line for S. What was the top one in A now?
Episode 6, The Geniuses of the Maku School. Literally the one we were just talking about, where it's them training the kids.
Right, the kids. That's the kids episode. So do I think this is better than that is a pretty good question, actually. I feel like I have to
Like I
think a
said, the
little
only
bit
thing
more.
that's holding it down for me is the dream sequence at the beginning. I know Paul's a lot less because he doesn't remember it very well.
Yeah, I'm for this one. I'm letting you guys pick because I barely remember.
No, I need you to vote because the way that you vote will help us weigh things down even further if need be. Yeah, no
Alright,
bitching out.
I will say, compared to you guys, your comments and feelings about this episode, I will say it is.
God damn it! You're saying the same thing over and
I
over.
will say it's an A. It's a high A episode, or very low S.
That does not help.
I honestly, I didn't really remember this episode that well, and I do remember that Hunter Killer was in it, and I do like Hunter Killer episodes because it causes.
He's essentially what Death Gavan is.
I wouldn't say that.
Technically.
I honestly, okay.
No,
he
technically
really
he
is.
He literally is a good guy turned bad. He used to work with his father, and then he betrayed the organization. And
Okay,
now he
I
doesn't.
like Def Gavan, but I think it's mainly because Def Gavan looks cool as fuck. I
Boba Fett all over again.
okay.
Daryl.
I'll say this should be a low S because it does a lot more world building than any of the other episodes. Any of the other episodes we've watched this
I can take
this
you
week.
on. Okay. So, I think we all agreed that if it goes into S, it should go to the bottom of it. So it goes underneath Mimi Cries, The Deadly Poison, Cobra Bullet hits Retsu.
Definitely.
Yeah. They're both Hunter Killer episodes in different ways.
They are. Alright. And then the last one, episode 12. Express to the Amusement Park, UFO Boys Big Crisis. What a fucking title. God damn it.
Some of these translations are special.
Yeah.
They're a bit too direct and could have used a little workshopping, but they're translations, so I get it.
Now, originally, I had this in B. Originally. And I did change it to A while talking about it. I'm still thinking it might be B. And I think I'm gonna go B with this one. And reason being, it's not a bad episode. It's quite fun.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of moments that are really, really good. But it's mainly the fight scene that I wasn't a fan of. And we've already had good, entertaining, somewhat funny fight scenes. And
That
like
pause.
the thing that I can mainly remember out of this is the goat man running away on all fours and then saying, "Hey, you don't want to know about my big plan, do you? Well, I'm going to tell you." It's pretty dumb.
Classic.
So it's just like it didn't hold enough for me to think this was a really like don't get me wrong, it's still enjoyable, but that fight scene really killed it for me.
I think it's the fact that everyone's like, it's not that the episodes aren't enjoyable. That isn't the thing. It's if the episodes add have more than just that endorphin kick. Like, episodes that need to go into S and A are ones that don't just look fun, but they add something to the character. They add something to the world.
I can agree to that.
Like
Yeah,
that's
I can agree
see,
to that.
that's what I'm saying. Like there's a difference between just saying, "Oh yeah, this is an S or A rank episode." These, like the ones that we put highly, are because the story is continue. Like the plot, you can tell what the plot is throughout the entire episode, and that it doesn't detract from what the general character is about. It adds to the world.
Now, mind you, I'm gonna stop you there real quick. You say that, but the lowest episode we have is in our C rankings, and it's episode 7. The Petals Kissed by a Girl Hides a Monster. That's the fucking flower episode.
Yeah, that one doesn't do anything. That one doesn't do anything for the story. It doesn't do anything for the world.
So, by your logic, then this one should technically go into C.
I'm saying that S and A are story wise.
I'm doing it based on of your logic.
I'm saying
that
that this one should be a. I do agree that it should be a C. I was gonna say that, in my opinion, it was a C rank episode, because there was just little things that were humorous about it, but it was really like, it was a Saturday morning cartoon episode that wasn't done right. It literally, honestly, it feels like no. Okay, when I tell you how I view this episode, you're not gonna think I'm wrong. I view this episode as they had time where Gavan was going to be at that amusement park as a promotionary event, and they needed to figure out how they could utilize that time so that they don't fall behind schedule. I really feel like this episode was just them shoehorning in an episode when they were doing a promotion, when they were doing a promo for the character to be around kids and be seen by people. Not that.
I wish I could have trivia to say that you're wrong, but I don't have anything. Literally, it's one of the episodes where they didn't write down anything.
I know it's something that's how the episode feels to me. Yeah.
All right, so you think C. Will?
So you're at A, he's at C.
Oh no, I'm at B.
You're at B, so it's BC. What was our description for the letters?
S, top tier, best thing that they ever put out. A, it is good, like it's great, but something feels off about it. B is it's good, but there's a few things that are dragging it down to where it's not as good as it could be. C is mid tier. D is passable, barely, and F is just forget about it.
Yeah, putting it between those two is difficult, but I could see BC, those both as a rank for it. What's our, since it's kind of in the middle, what's our bottom of the B tier and what's the top of our C?
So the bottom of B is episode 2, The Stolen Japanese Islands, and C is the flower one.
Yeah, I guess I would put it, I guess, above the flower one, yeah.
Okay, but in which part, B or C? Let me ask you this.
Huh?
Okay, because I was going to ask you this. By Paul's logic, did it feel like kind of a nothing episode?
12. Jesus. Too many details. This one. Not so much a nothing, but I get where he's coming from with it. It's not that there's nothing, it's that this is a filler episode. Like, this is their, probably meant as a product placement deal. Like, that's probably what it was. It was some sort of deal they had to cross-promote, or they were doing an event where they're like, watch the episode, and for the next 2 weeks, you can see Gavan come on down to the theme park, and who knows, that's the kind of tie-in.
You're putting it this way because it sounds so right.
Because it makes sense for the time period and for the way information and shows would work back then. That makes the most sense to me. Because, like, unlike now, where you could jump on a computer and see whole episodes, clips, pictures, fan art, you can immerse yourself so much in a show. Think of the year and think of you're a kid that likes this thing. You might watch the episode on TV and then see nothing to do with your favorite TV show for days. Absolutely nothing. Maybe you happen to see a toy, a tie-in product. Maybe you see an advertisement. And then nothing. Like, the desert you go through in between moments of finding the thing that you're interested in, its information hits very differently back then. And, I mean, we kind of have an idea of what that was like because we come from a time that at a certain point in our life, the internet wasn't what it is now. And I remember downloading fucking images that were screenshots and printing them in color.
Damn.
Expensive. At my friend's house of Godzilla movies we had never watched and had literally zero access to. We were just looking at fucking screenshots and being like, ooh, what's this? I don't know. And then coming up with stuff. Because we had no way of knowing. There was no resource. There was no anything. There was a non-TV. We didn't own it. We couldn't go buy it. Couldn't go watch it. It didn't wind up on AMC's Monster Fest. So, like, we had no idea. And it's that type of thing. So I could see this as that tie-in, and then they're like, come on down and see Gavan in person. And they had the actor and, like, props there and a little, which they do in Japan a lot, a little essentially, like, little mini thing where they sell a few pieces of merch and there's some signs up and cutouts to take pictures with. And there you go. A little pop-up, if you will. Yeah, I could see that. And technically that makes it a nothing episode in, you know, what happens. The goat was fucking weird. But, yeah, I could see it going above the flower one, but still kind of in the sea, because it is pretty nakedly that. But also, we could be wrong. It could just be a nothing episode, in which case it's still sea. like if there is truly no reason for it to focus this heavily on a random theme park in Japan, then it really is a nothing episode.
Yeah, alright, you got me there. So, just to talk about the ones that we added in. So, in S rank, what we have is episode... Actually, no, I'm just going to go and based on the numbers that we got. We have number 9 in B rank, so that's number 8. Episode 9 in B rank at number 8. Episode 10 in S rank at number 2. Episode 11, S rank at number 4. And then episode 12, C rank at number 11. I feel pretty confident with those. The last thing I want to go ahead and talk about are the monsters real quick, just so we can finish this up. We've got the lizard / puppet monster. We've got the butterfly monster, the armadillo monster, and the goat monster. So I'm going to be honest. The lizard puppet monster did absolutely nothing for me. I think it's barely passable because of the fact that it basically, like, tried to kill the people as a doll.
It was pretty funny seeing the doll fly through the air, command them around, and shoot lasers. Yeah. It's pretty sweet.
Yeah. And so, but because of that, I honestly didn't think it really did much else. I personally think it goes into D.
Agreed.
Wow.
Agreed. It did not look...
Yeah, we can bury it the way the father did.
So, in D, we only have one monster in there. It's the Toad monster. I don't even remember which
one
the Toad was.
Same.
I don't remember, which that tells you a lot about it, but alright. I guess put it above the Toad because it's more recent and we're laughing about it.
Yeah. Next is the butterfly monster.
Ooh.
It did some things. It did a lot of sparkle, but
I
it didn't
was
do much
literally about
else.
to say that. Okay, the only thing that stands out to me for the butterfly monster is the fact that that face in its chest was creepy as fuck. It really was.
Yeah.
But other than that, it really didn't seem intimidating at all. Like the wings flapping, it just reminded me of back during COVID, those people who would buy like those pillow suits and would just run around trying to hug themselves because they were so bored at home.
I don't even know what you're talking about, but I'll go with you, little kid.
So what rank would you two give it?
You don't want my...
Thank
you. I didn't want to be the first to say it.
Yeah,
I didn't want to be the first to say F.
And
well, I refuse, but I'm going to get outnumbered, so I guess we're throwing it in the garbage. It's worse.
Well, hang on.
I will remind you, worse than the toad and the puppet.
So, it's still better than the condor monster?
That was clearly not a fucking bird. I don't know what that was, but that wasn't a condor. Jesus.
So, because the fact that it still does resemble the monster, I'm willing to give it low D.
What were you going to give it, Will?
I thought they committed themselves to that bit well. I was going to give that shit at least like a fucking middle of the road, like a BC.
Wow. Alright, so
from
I
a
bumped mine
costume
up to
design
D.
standpoint,
Paul's
I thought
still
they
an
committed
F.
themselves to it very well, and that it worked.
So, I bumped up to a D. Paul's still an F. You say C. We are going to go middle of the road on that one, so
Yeah,
we're
we
going to
call
go
it
D.
D. That's
Yeah.
fine. I don't think it deserves to be literally in the garbage pile. I'd put it above the fucking puppet or the toad.
I'll give you that. I'll put it above the toad. Or
That's
above
fine.
above
That's
the
fine.
puppet.
It's a capital D, not a lowercase.
Okay. Now the next one, honestly, it might be my favorite one.
The armadillo with the
monster.
nose gun.
Yeah, I did like
Yeah,
that one.
that thing
It
was
is silly.
badass.
It is
That's
silly.
an S rank for me.
God.
Yeah.
What do we have as our highest A rank?
So A rank is Fire Monkey
That was
Monster,
cool.
and then Cobra Monster.
So do we
Now,
think it's better than both of those?
In S rank, we have Saucery Monster, which is the scorpion, and
Wow, that thing
Shako
was
Monster, which is the shrimp clam.
That thing's also pretty fucking cool. Definitely not better than those.
I would...
I don't know. I kind of think that it does go
No,
above them.
I would
It's up to you
Above
guys.
both? Or just above clam? Because that's scorpion.
Above clam.
Okay. I could be talked into above clam, but below scorpion.
It's weird the way you said it. I can't be talking about
See, I was about to say...
Hey man, this is what we're here for, the Toku
I was
talks.
about to say, well, we all know I like the shrimp clam monster more than I like the scorpion.
I really thought you were going to say you don't like clams. That was going to be the basis of this argument. We all know I hate shellfish.
hilarious.
We all know I love shellfish. But,
Oh god, yeah, 30
Yep.
fried shrimp.
yep,
what?
yep. 35 fried shrimp.
Oh, my apologies. 35, exactly 35 fried shrimp.
I thought you meant
No,
Rule 34, but okay.
I agree this should be S. And I know I'm gonna be outnumbered, but I like this suit. I will put this in third place. I
just
won't
does
put this
a
in third
lot.
place
Yeah.
because I really like that shell clam. I thought that shell clam should have been first. But the scorpion
Okay.
is cool
I
too.
mean, that's fine.
But I really like that shell clam from the first episode.
Yeah.
But that's I think is an S, so this should be our number 3. Our number 3 for S ranks.
Well, Will said he needs to be talked up to it, so I'm assuming you're going to put it at 3 as well, Will.
Yeah. Yeah.
Alright.
I could be talked back down to third. It's been a while since I thought about the clam one, but I'm remembering some of the fight scenes from it. I think it was pretty cool.
Yeah. And then lastly, the goat monster.
Goatsy, no.
Let's talk about the goat monster real quick. So, I like the design of it. It's cool. It runs on all fours. That's weird. It sprays milk. That's weird. The milk is an irritant to the point where it'll balloon you. That's also weird. It's got a lot of weird going for it. But again, the fight sucked.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna. I would put it in B.
Okay.
What would that put
It's
it
not
around?
menacing enough. It's not entirely funny. It's just weird, and again, the two things that stand out to me are running on all fours and, hey, let me tell you about my secret plan. Oh no, my secret plan, I just told you.
Yeah, I feel.
I think it just goes into B.
Okay. It's your opinion. It's your opinion, bro.
Well, no shit. That's why I said I will.
What does that put it around in that rank?
B would be the very first monster we have in there.
Oh, okay.
So this is the only B rank monster that we have?
It would be the only one so far.
Okay. So where does that put it in reference to A and C? Like, what's above and below?
Bottom A is Cobra Monster. Top C is Octopus Monster.
Yeah, I can see it between those two.
Okay. Paul?
Oh.
I
Remember, Paul, it's your opinion.
I was gonna say C. I'm gonna say C.
You can see your way out of the fucking chat. I'll tell you that right now.
No, okay. Honestly, on screen it looked good, but for the last 5 minutes, I've been staring at the picture of it, and it just doesn't hold up.
This boy's staring.
Well, I actually, to give an actual good opinion, I've been looking at every monster that we've been ranking. To
You know the only one that doesn't show up on there is the Puppet Monster?
yeah.
It's so stupid.
I think that one saves us all. That one saves us all. That's good for everybody. But in my opinion, it's a C. But I could see going B because of how well they did it and how well. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna go with B because they utilized multiple effects in it, and actually showing the foam spraying out of the mouth was it's true. That was rather like innovative for a show around this time period.
Yeah, that's why it's like it's not middle of the road, but it did something right, but it didn't do everything right.
Because I'm looking at it and it looks, the fact that the boots are like 2 sizes too big on it looks wrong, but I'm at the point where like it doesn't look bad, but at the same time they tried a lot with it and they succeeded in some of it. So I'm willing to go say it's a B. It's a B rank suit.
Alright, there we go. Cool. So we got our monsters updated. We will go over the final list once we get to the end of the episode, but we're always going to keep on talking about them, as they go on. So cool. I had a really good time talking about these episodes this evening. What about you guys?
I agree. It was a good time.
Yeah.
Nice. So the next time I hear from Paul, it better be about Zeztz.
You will hear about Zeztz from me very soon.
Good. That's all I got. Good. Alright. Well, gentlemen, it's late. We gotta go to bed. Well, one of us has to go to bed. And, I don't want to sign off, but we gotta. Good night, everyone. This is Sean, a.k.a. Kensuketi. Toku for 2 has been activated.
Electroplate!
Night, everybody.
Good night now. Yeah.